my one and only. Try not to let your heart get in the way. And we're just like night and day. And often I wanna stray. The reason I wanna stay is something I can't explain. You the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, 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 yeah. If I like you love me, I go crazy. Me not dirty, don't waste me. Maybe I should be a lady, cause I yiggy, I fella can't face me, no. Move yourself with your X and O's. Oh, no, 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 oh, no, 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 no. I don't wanna play a tic-tac-toe. Oh, no, 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 oh, no, no, no. Boy, you the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm that chocolate that you love, sweet and nutty. You kinda keep me locked up, free my body. Yeah, you with a bad gal, pull up on me, get mad, love. Just don't tell me what to do. I'm sweet, I'm crazy for you. You the best, you the best, you the best, can't control me. Yeah, you know, yeah, you know, yeah, you know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Play with my mind and I go loco, 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 loco. Take time, just take it easy, easy. You know, I'm sweet and loco, 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 loco. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Crazy, can't believe what I'm thinking now, this ain't true. Hazy, touching my emotion and boy, it's got me so confused. Lately, you've been seeing that girl, Stacy, but I still want us to be together. You got me stuck on you, stuck on you. And I still want us to be together. Stuck on you, stuck on you. And I still want us to
to go. Hear the flow now. Oh Lord, I can't wait again. Move the line and reel me in. 6 months now, so we preparing for July, August vacation. Energy saved up, and the beach them waved up. Oh Lord, check the forecast. It's Java till we can last. We don't know about summer, place hot all year round. Just 2 seasons to choose from. Whether rain or shine, once the rum come, we outside. Link up your team, cause they know it's trouble. Cause when the man and the girl meet on the sun, it's time to bubble. Take my hand, boy, you. Take my hand. Have real work to do. You better work. You and me like glue. It's Java. Oh Lord, I can't wait again. Move the line and reel me in. 6 months now, so we preparing for July, August vacation. Energy saved up, and the beach them waved up. Oh Lord, check the forecast. It's Java till we can last. Turn it up louder, link the bass for the crowd now. 6 feet space, yeah, we bold that. This team safe from the road now. Mask is a must. Move it to the Sahara dust. Wall up back down, but we'll adjust. We'll be okay once in Jah we trust. Energy saved up, and the beach them waved up. It's Java, it's Java, have to have her. Oh Lord, I can't wait again. Move the line and reel me in. 6 months now, so we preparing for July, August vacation. Energy saved up, and the beach them waved up. Oh Lord, check the forecast. It's Java till we can last. It's Java till we can last. Mask is a must. It's Java till we can last. It's Java till we can last. Sahara dust. We'll adjust. Party your lime. One more time. Chase the love. Can you feel the vibe? Come alive. Chase the love. Oh yeah.
All right, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to Island Girl Talk, guys. Another episode, episode 5.
Episode 5. We've been making here already.
And of course, guys, we have so much in store for you this morning because today is a special day. We didn't announce it before, but today is Guys' Perspective.
Yes.
And if you guys don't know what that is, of course, they wouldn't know what it is.
Yeah.
Guys' Perspective is something that we will be having the last Wednesday of every single month, where we dedicate the show to guys.
Yep.
To men. You
All,
see,
all month
we don't want to
long,
leave them out.
Yeah, all month long you hear now, see yap.
Yeah.
So today you get to hear a different perspective.
I don't be
We all be yapping, but today you get to hear a different
I
perspective.
mean, it's Island Girl Talk. It's all about the women empowerment, all these things. But of course, today is about the men. We don't want to leave you guys out.
Yes.
We want to hear from you, and we want to use it also as, teachable moments where we can learn more about our men. Yes?
And let's
I'm
not
sure
forget. Yeah, go
And
ahead,
I'm
Chris.
sure the men would love that too.
Of course they would. And of course, let's not forget today is Spiritual Baptist Day.
Yes.
So of course we want to give some love and respect to our Baptists. Trinidad and Tobago is a very diverse culture. And a little quick history. In 1917, we were under the British rule, and their activities, their practices were banned. And by 1951, on March the 30th, they were allowed to celebrate their activities and religion again. So we just want to shout out and give some love to them. And we're going to get straight into today.
Absolutely.
And before we even go a bit further, we had to keep on top of these comments. So people already in the chat.
Don't be joke.
Listen, they're already in the chat. I'm just going to run through names because most of them are saying hi and good afternoon. So Carrie-Ann is already here.
Hi,
She said she's ready to go, and she said big up you.
Big up you, Carrie.
I'm seeing Tevin is here, Shawna is here, Tashan is here, Mackenzie is here.
Look and see on the screen all the people on the chat room. Yes, people.
Yo, so you're saying this panel is so easy on the eyes.
Yeah.
What was saying about my cheekbones and saying earlier? What was
Thank you.
saying?
Yeah, Neicy was making sure our cheekbones popping.
Dion is back. Dion is
Hi, Dion.
he said afternoon, not here for long. He working on some assignment. Dion,
No problem.
We need those assignments to go on post because today,
Yeah.
you're in for a treat. You're in for a treat. But definitely, you guys, I'm gonna be staying on top of the comments so that you might send your questions, chime in.
And Shawna, keep us on track with the time
Yeah,
today
yeah,
because
I
we have a
have your-
lot in store for
I
you all.
have you all covered. Don't forget you can contact us at 466-4687. That is 466-4OUR, right? And of course, feel free to comment. We enjoy having you all here, and we're gonna get the show rolling.
All right. Okay. So without further ado, like we said, today is guys' perspective. And for guys' perspective, we had to bring it with the guests now.
Of course, the most
And
important
you know,
part.
we had to start with a person that is
No
manly.
introduction.
No, but I had some things to say. I had some things to say.
Okay,
He's manly. He is a well-adjusted. He is articulate. He
Nice
is
voice.
eloquent. Lovely voice.
looking.
Yes.
We are the full works in the studio.
He
here
has
too.
a voice and a platform of his own, and he has a lot to say about everything.
Yep.
We had to bring Mr. Richard Trumpet to our show to be our first guest,
guest.
our first co-host for
Official.
Guys' Perspective. Welcome, Richard.
You know what I need? I need for whenever I'm appearing anywhere for you all to be there to give the introduction. Yeah, real.
We had a hype.
Appreciate being here. Thank you for being the first man on the show too.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So
But
glad
the
to have
ladies
you.
of Island Girl Talks are available for introductions and stuff. So
Oh.
we're gonna put our information out
You know, we
there.
getting
Oh,
bookings
okay.
already to do
Bookings
events
already.
and things
Alright,
already.
no
You know,
problem.
don't play with that.
Hype crew and we do that on the side.
So, guys, if you're living under a rock and you don't know who Richard is, let me enlighten you. Just a little quick something that I'm going to read for you all. So, Richard Trumpet. With 15 years experience in broadcasting, Richard Trumpet is one of the most talented and versatile broadcasters in the Caribbean. Born and bred in the hills of Lawrence, he anchors and produces the TNT morning show on Next 99.1 FM alongside Tim Tim and DJ Elon. He also hosts the very popular and #1 love show in TNT called Guilty Pleasures
Yes, that's the one.
on a Sunday. His personal motto is excellence with no excuses, right? He is also an entrepreneur, an event host, a voice talent, etc. But the title that he cherishes most is that of father. And that is Richard Trumpet in a nutshell.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, so welcome once more. We're so stoked to have you here.
Blushing, yes, boy. I am blushing away. All right, okay.
We have your right for you.
Yeah. We making sure you're comfortable.
But here now,
gosh,
we press for time.
All right.
We had to get right
So
into
let's
it.
get into it, yeah.
So we brought Richard in to be our sounding board today so that we can learn about men. And he will be you guys, like the guys out there, he would be like your mouthpiece. You know, y'all can still chat in the chat rooms, call us, text us, but Richard would be our in-studio mouthpiece for the men. I hope we picked a good representative. I think we did. I think so.
I just hope at the end all you don't call me Kevin Samuels. That's all. I just. All right, okay.
I've seen it going that
Don't
way.
even try to do that comparison. We hope your head going that direction. We need the show to have another episode next week.
All right, okay.
All right. So topic for the day is debunking the biggest myths about men. Who are they really?
Yeah.
And what really makes a man? That's what we're going to talk about today. So we have a ton of myths that we're going to throw Richard's way and throw you guys' way. And you'll have to tell us if you'll agree with it or disagree with it. If it's true, if it's not true.
Yeah.
All right? So,
Educate us, women, on men and
Wow.
manhood.
Okay.
so I mean, let's dive right
Power
in.
position.
I had to set myself up. Let's hear.
And guys in the chat room, if you all have any questions or any myths of your own, feel free. We will tackle those too. Throw anything you want at Richard. He is in the hot box, not the hot
In
seat.
the hot. All right, okay, all right. We're going with it. I'm going with it. All right, I'm going with it. I'm going with it.
Normally, I just have this like comments. We even going there.
All right.
Right?
say the
Anybody
hot
with
box.
a brain, let it work a little bit. I don't even know what I mean. This is a woman's show.
Right,
No
Wow.
hot seat, the hot
right.
box.
All right. The hot
Oh
box.
my God.
Been there before, but let's go.
Who's gonna go first? Who's gonna go first?
Bring it back in. Bring it back.
Yes, reel it in, reel it
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So the first myth
All
that
right.
we hear normally is men hate to commit. Talk to us a little
Yes.
bit.
Men hate to commit myth.
Myth.
Yes.
Why?
Wanna
Tell us why.
Because in a lot of instances, a man would commit and a man would make the effort with a woman that he thinks is worthy of his effort and worthy of his commitment. So to say that men don't commit, that's a myth. Men would commit
Okay.
But for the right woman.
for the right woman.
I hear that. Y'all in the chat rooms, y'all agree with that? Tell us how you feel, you know. You want to know.
Well, you know, from what I understand, I think that's what he's saying is true. I mean, of course, he's the man, so he will have the better opinion. But, you know, from my own experience too, I've in the past encountered relationships where a man was not interested. And you know of the bat. Is either he interested or he isn't. And
Correct.
the ones that are will go the extra mile. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly
see.
so. Truth.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Okay.
Neicy.
So I don't want to take away from any of the upcoming myths, but I just
Right.
want to touch on this. If a man is in a relationship and he knows the same how you say you know when you want to, he also knows this is not it.
Yeah.
Why allow that relationship to continue?
Good one.
Because there's
Good
something
one.
because there's something there that he likes, probably the sex, probably the food, probably the companionship, probably something that he's all right already. I'm not really ready to give this up yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not really where I'm gonna stay.
But
Yeah.
Richard, it have some men that would stay with a woman for 7, 8, 9, 10 years.
No
and the
way.
woman has everything that they look for in a woman. Everything that you just highlighted and more. Right? And they would not commit, they wouldn't even, get engaged. And then that relationship may end. And then they meet
somebody.
someone new, and within 6 months they're married.
Correct.
Yes.
What's that one?
Because there was something always missing.
Listen,
And he probably always addressed it, but it was never any adjustment made. And then somebody else came along and he was like, wait, this is exactly what I always wanted in truth, boy.
Let me lock that
Let's do
down.
this.
Yes.
So it could be 7, 10 years and he will be in a space where, Dan, I don't really want to be here, but I feel I'm a real good boy, so I will just line. And then 1 year turn into 2, 5.
And then
Yeah,
But
that's how
don't
it
you think it's
happens.
a little bit unfair to, I know that's life, but you wouldn't think it's unfair to a woman that you make her spend so much of her time or her
true.
youth, and then
That's
you
time you
just
can't
decide,
get
Shawna.
back.
then you just decide to drop her.
Shawna.
oh yeah, I feel it.
Richard, we didn't say we were going to make it easy for you.
Shawna.
It's an question.
Crossfire. I need
There are
crossfire.
many times when a woman knows, and a lot of times when a woman is told, but she chooses to stay there.
I was now coming to that
Aye,
point
aye,
because I
aye.
didn't want to
Okay.
blame the guys entirely, because I feel like the same how a guy know this is the one and he ready to lock it down, and he also know when it isn't. I think a woman would be in a situation and know, wait man, this not really going anywhere. This
Yeah.
not progressing the way that I need it to. But again,
Yeah.
she still decides.
A lot of women have a lot of confidence in the power of the peace, so they figure eventually he would change, and he would.
give, he
But she
would
knows.
give.
Listen, I have
So-
so many ways I could spin this, but for time constraints now.
Before we move on, Chris, I don't want to cut you, but I just want to stay on top of the comments. Kendon is saying true. RBD Productions is saying facts in agreement with what Richard is saying. Larry is saying he agree. I don't like where the women in this comments. Where the women?
Those are the guy's perspective.
Yeah,
so.
but Casey is saying facts. J Revolution is also saying. Don't let
G
me-
Revolution in the house. Jamil, you next.
Listen,
Jamil, you are up next.
He said, "Don't make me come in." He said, "Don't make me come in."
Jamil
And
is
he's
up
also
next.
asking, so what happened to women's intuition?
Oh, yo.
So, yeah,
So place all the onus on us now. Please, that's another topic, right? Why do men get the pass? Why? why in some instances we give a pass to men because, you know, boys will be boys, men will be men. But, you know, and then in other instances expect so much from them. Why?
Right.
Why are we lenient on both sides of the fence? But that's for another story. That's another
And
topic.
That'll be another
KTC,
story.
This one is for you, Richard. He said, "My boy Ball, he's been there before," referring to the hot box. So
Oh
you
yeah,
seem like you're comfortable
I've been there
being in the
before.
hot box.
Yeah. Been there before.
I think most guys would be comfortable in the Guys, we have to keep it moving. Shawna, you were going to say something just
I
now.
was just gonna say, back to what he mentioned. Do you think that there's a possibility that women somehow live in denial, or is it that they don't have enough confidence to move on? Why you think they'll just sit in that situation?
A little bit of both, because it could be based on a woman's confidence that
Right.
she thinks, yes, I am going to make him change. I'm going to make him commit.
Right.
I'm going to get the ring. I am
Yeah.
going to make this happen. And in a lot of instances, some women are afraid.
Okay.
Because they know, you know what you have, but you don't know what you'll get kind of way. So they will
Yeah.
just kind of stick around because, hey,
don't
you
have
don't
the
really
grasp
give me
enough.
trouble. And once he just sit down there and watch basketball and play PlayStation, he
I
good.
agree,
So
I agree,
I cool with that kind of way. Yeah.
Most women
Wow.
think that they will always be the one to fix
Yeah.
what's broken, what they
Yeah.
believe to be broken in
Yeah,
the man.
but sometimes you
It's
have to
never gonna
fix
work.
yourself first.
So a
but
lot of
that's a
people
different
basically
discussion.
just
Shaking us, you're
settle.
giving us some topics.
a lot of people just basically
we
suffer.
taking notes. Jay's also saying what men is getting a pass in 2022.
That's I was worried about that. I was gonna say that too, but
man getting a
I'm
pass.
waiting for moments.
Real men getting past.
Where? Who? What power bus pass?
Get it.
You will be surprised. I know in a world of feminism and all of that, all you feel, all you have it tough, and all you're not getting a pass. But you will be surprised. There's a plethora of women still out there and given that sharing passes like rain.
We need to
I'm
take a
telling
closer
you.
look at Richard's face for this.
Yeah,
let's
yeah,
look
yeah,
at Richard. Let's look at Richard's
Okay.
face.
Oh Lord.
Moving right along.
Move it.
Yeah,
move it
let's
on.
go on to the next
Richard,
one.
we gotta move on. Neicy, you wanna go or should I go?
You should go.
Okay, myth number 2. Sex is what matters most to a man. Go.
Richard.
Sex is what matters most to a man. No.
Tell us why.
Sex is great. We love sex. We love to be visually stimulated. We like all those different things. But in actuality, a man would have great sex and that still would not keep him.
Okay.
Because the great sex comes with a lot of noise, confusion, bacchanal, all kind of drama and trauma. Whereas a man really wants a place where most of the time you hear men talk about be my peace.
Yeah.
That's what a man wants.
Okay.
A man wants.
The other fellas in
Oh,
the
well,
studio.
Nice,
A man
nice.
wants because and in a lot of instances, I know I'm going to get dragged through the coals for this, but in a lot of instances, men are unfaithful, and a woman might wonder why. I do everything. I do all the things that he wants. No, you're not doing all the things he wants because sometimes he just wants some peace and quiet, and sometimes he just wants you to be there without even saying a word.
So essentially what you're saying is men really just want real solidarity in a partner. They want to know that person is on their team, a part of
Correct.
their team.
Yes.
Coupled with peace of mind, security, all these things.
And some lingerie and heels too, every now and again.
Okay, devil's advocate here. What if they get in all of that, but it low on the sex? What if you're getting all these great things, the mental and emotional comfort and all of that, but
When they say low on the sex, what you mean?
once a month?
What?
Why?
What?
I'm just saying,
No,
let's
but
say
why is it only happening once a month?
being devil's advocate
This is
Because
the context
all right,
of a
but you see,
relationship or marriage,
but
right?
you see, the only way it would be happening once a month is if both partners cool with it, not without happening once
Like
a
they
month.
both have a low
Yeah,
sexual
a lot of
management.
because in a lot of instances, a woman might say, "All right, just go ahead and take it, and not too much into it. I'm thinking about something else here, but you go ahead."
Because remember, the premise here is sex is what matters most to them.
Sex
So
is
if,
not what
so if
matters
it's
most.
not,
It's not.
right, but he's getting the peace, he's getting the everything else that he's looking for. He's getting that team partner, that team player, everything. But
He
sexy
not getting
time is here and
Minimum.
there.
I think
It's sporadic.
he would make effort
He would make the
to
effort.
ramp it up. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
I find he doing too good,
Yeah.
I find he doing too good.
I am stepping into the comments for a little bit. So
Yes.
RBD production and say he's comfortable right now because he said the men were well represented in here. Right? Sure. I don't like this. I don't like this. I just like
We
that
need to
below.
bring out the big guns on
Right.
it.
Kate, you see how the points before we closed off myth 1 where she was saying there are so many reasons some women subconsciously thought that their accomplishment in getting a family and certain framework will allow a man to say, and then some women just like projects.
Wow, yeah.
Some women just feel
That's
I
so
don't like
true.
projects at all.
this is
That's true.
my
That's
project.
true.
And she's also agreeing with his response to myth number 2.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Shawna saying, true, Larry is saying, I think sex is a part of the package within the relationship. Simeon is saying, I think women look at marriage and family as the be it all and the end all, but it's not only to have a husband, it's also to be a purpose and to, to kind of bring that component
Correct.
together as
Agreed.
well.
Quick
Correct.
question. I know sex is important. We know it is not the most important thing, but it is important for men.
Right.
This is a little bit personal, but at any point in your life you feel like as a man sex is overplayed? Like,
No.
No.
No,
It was always
It's always a
standard.
factor.
Always.
Always a
Always.
factor.
Always.
Okay.
So is it safe to say that if you're in a relationship with a guy and he's comfortable with the sex not being like it not there, he not
You getting it somewhere else.
Yeah,
it's safe to say that.
Yeah.
okay.
Because it is important.
Yo, ladies, I hope only taking notes.
Being honest, being honest.
Ladies that are listening in the chat rooms, like etc., I hope you're all taking notes. If he is
And of course,
cool with the lack of
there are
sex,
always exceptions. Eh?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
That's not the
always.
rule.
Yeah.
But the general consensus
Consensus is-
is if he's cool with the lack of sex, he is getting it elsewhere. Don't fool yourself.
Yeah.
Don't play yourself.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
Neicy, what you have? What you have for Richard?
KTC is saying it won't be peace if sex isn't involved because sex is a big part of relationship on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Understood.
My whole thing with this is like, okay, so if somebody decides like if they're celibate for whatever reason, I just want to put that question out there. Like, if what you mean?
No, celibacy is cool, like before marriage and all of that. But you're talking about celibacy in a marriage? Oh, because I want to know what you're talking about.
Getting to know somebody
Of
face
course,
and stuff like that.
of
It's
course.
not that big of a
No,
but
if-
in the marriage, we're talking as a marriage here.
Yeah, we talking about marriage. I ain't
Yeah.
talking about if you know getting to know each other or
Yeah,
you're out
yeah.
of marriage. Yeah, I could understand
No,
celibacy
because
there.
you have some men as they meet you today and by tomorrow they're ready to take down your pants.
Because you don't want, you're not looking for a relationship, you're looking for
Yeah,
sex.
Exactly.
I feel like
Precisely.
he does
Definitely
the debunk a sub
Yeah.
myth here because it's like some women think that having like if a man is interested in you and he can't keep his hands off of me and we now get to know each other, he knows nothing about me. Ask him my last name and he probably can't even say.
He probably don't even know your first name.
Exactly.
Right, and some women would think that is showing interest
Yeah.
when, as you say, if a man is
And a
serious
lot of
about
women,
you,
yep,
he would take the time to get to know you,
Correct.
and sex won't be to the forefront.
Correct.
He's thinking about it, but he definitely not
Not gonna
acting on
act
it.
in on it.
Yeah.
He's not acting
I'm
on it.
happy that you mentioned that
I love
because
that.
of course we know that is a very relevant topic. But let's move on to the next myth now.
Neicy, give us a myth now. We
But
haven't
she
heard from.
Neicy in the
I-
comments
in and
right
out.
now.
No,
so-
I'm gonna.
All right.
Myth number 3: men are not emotional. I like this one.
We know that's BS. We know. We know
Of
that's
course
BS.
it is. Men, and in a lot of instances, men are more emotional than
Yeah.
women in a lot of instances.
Yes.
Is it that they just know how to carry it?
We don't know how to carry it. I think we have been taught to not show it.
That's the
That's
problem.
that we have been taught that if we show it, if we talk about it, if we express it, we are unmanly. And that's
Okay.
something that we're trying to change now.
Yeah,
Because
learn that pattern.
we have to learn new things because women have advanced
Yeah.
over time
Yeah.
because of feminism and other different things. Women
Yeah.
have advanced, but we kind of
Still holding
regress.
on to the tradition.
So we didn't make any steps forward. And one thing I like about women is that women support one another.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's say a woman just come out of a relationship and she makes a post. You see all her girlfriends below,
Yeah.
girl street near crong, that thing I get with you, A man on the other hand, you go be like, yeah, Dan,
In the pit alone.
and that is it.
That's if you even get a comment.
And that's even if you get a comment, and that's one of the things that we need to change because
Yeah.
men don't talk.
And it's ingrained from childhood because
Correct.
the minute you get a little boo boo on your knee, you fall down. Come on, suck it up, honey. Don't cry. Big boys don't cry,
Exactly.
and they're being taught not to emote from an early age. And I think that's so toxic
Unhealthy.
because a man that can express his emotions, that can cry, that can, you know what I mean? It's that to me is strength.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All
I
right,
agree.
that to me is strength.
I think it comes a lot from the fear of, well, for mothers, especially traditional mothers, is they don't want to raise a woman. So yes, they perhaps may want you to have good.
By the way, a woman,
emotional
I personally
appeal,
don't think
but-
a woman could raise a man, but that's a
Right.
that's a personal
I'm glad she
POV.
made that point because, you know, not to I don't want to like deviate here, but if you go back to slavery, and I'm just speaking about us black and brown people now,
Right.
if you go back to slavery, it could start, it's embedded in our DNA in a sense, you know, because
Yeah.
our ancestors, when you see that they brought the black families from Africa and they started separating them and the strong black men started to retaliate, what the white men would do, the slave masters would do it was called bucking, and they would
Correct.
violate sexually
To
the
break
black
the- yeah,
men
to
to
break
break
them.
the
To
spirit,
break the
and they would do it
spirit.
in front of the whole plantation
Correct.
too,
The whole-
so that
yeah.
yes, so and break them down mentally, physically,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
So going forward now, the black women raising their sons will teach them from small to obey the slave masters. You understand? So it's just it's ingrained from an early age, in you know, especially in our community as black people.
And the thing that's to add to what you're saying is like stuff that was done generations ago bred this generation. And we
Still
have
bother us too.
we have the false settings, and we would act a certain way, and sometimes don't even take the time to understand why. What was the roots of this? Why am I like
Yes.
this? And it comes a lot with the upbringing, but you're not even asking the question, okay, how was mommy brought up, or how was daddy brought up, or granny brought
Yeah.
up, because they're passing on stuff to your kids, or they're passing on stuff to their kids who gonna make kids and pass on the same thing without understanding what is the root.
There's something a lot of people don't consider, something called family of origin issues.
Okay.
That you meet somebody and you don't ask that question because you don't know about it. You don't know what their family would have been battling with.
Yeah.
Right. So that's one thing on that aspect. And another part with the emotion is that when the emotion doesn't come out, it comes out in unhealthy ways.
Okay.
And we saw an example. This is my view again.
Yeah.
We saw an example of this at the Oscars because I think that is
We're
it
gonna
coming
touch on
out
that in a bit.
in an unhealthy
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You'll see that for later, right? We have that coming up in a future segment.
Listen, I tell it all up front. I lost the track of these comments.
Yeah.
Right? I lost it.
So
But that's
much.
the pinpoints. A few persons are definitely agreeing in terms of the emotions. Casey is saying he think that men are probably more emotional.
Yeah.
You know?
I think we are.
Lockerbie, I hope I'm saying your name properly, darling. It ends with a studio. She say, right? She's saying that it's a wonderful panel. She's enjoying the conversation and whatnot.
Thank you.
The production says that he believes he's emotionally unavailable. And if you think so, you need to work. You need to get
Right.
that checked out.
And a lot of
Like
men are.
self-awareness.
At least I was
Yeah.
now about to say,
Yeah,
at least he's self-aware enough to know he's
Yeah,
To know he's
because a
unavailable.
lot of men are. So I have a question. Given the whole idea of men being masculine, right? So this is just a little one to put you in the hot box. With your knowledge now, would you feel comfortable to like cry in front of a loved one? By a loved one, your significant other, right?
I have.
Okay.
On a lot of.
all right, Richard. All
a
right,
lot of
we
times.
commend that. We commend that.
Yeah, you see, you have to be, when you become one with someone, they're an extension of who you are.
Right.
And if you are comfortable enough to cry with yourself,
Yeah.
you should be comfortable enough to show that
that.
emotion with that
That's right.
person.
And it also shows how well you trust that person.
Correct.
Because if you can't be that vulnerable with your partner, why is this person
Exactly.
in that space?
Exactly.
Tashawn is saying, I think a man shows his emotion when he's comfortable with you, but most of the time they keep it hidden. So is the right woman to bring that out?
Yes, definitely agree.
Why you?
Yes,
Guys, tell us in the
Stacey,
comments
Anna
if
saying-
you agree.
Yeah.
If you agree, or if you can give your opinion as well as if you will cry in front of your significant
Yes.
other. I'm a
Yes.
bit curious. I know Richard is very mature. You know, he's a good example of what a man should be. But I know a lot of men who struggle with not
With
wanting
that.
to cry in front of their
Absolutely.
significant other. So shit. I'm curious.
I just want to chime in with this. Stacey is saying, good afternoon, guys. Great topics. And Jay is saying, I've cried in front of my girl already. But now, a guy, his eyes is dry. Right? And Casey
Dry
says,
cry?
women have better support to deal with their emotions. So touch on the point that you
Same,
said.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well
It's
said.
true.
I don't like the fact that whatever Richard's saying, people agree.
Yeah.
I like
It's because I in the hot box. It's because I in the hot box.
You're
That's
doing
why.
good.
You're doing good. You're doing
It means we picked well.
Yeah.
A little too well.
A little too well.
Yeah, but it's all right. The guys have
we got it.
some
Spoken.
good representation.
Yeah.
Shawna, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna actually wrap us up. We can
Yes.
take a little break now.
It's
and
time to
Yeah.
good.
I take Krystal.
Good reel it in. Good reel it in. Guys, we press for time.
Yeah.
So like Shawna said, we go in and reel it in a little bit.
Yeah.
Take a little break, and we will be back
with more myths.
with more myths for the one and only Richard Trumpet.
Well done in the first segment, Richard.
I think I need to drink some more water.
Yeah.
I think I need to drink some more water.
Right? We're gonna big up.
You. I missed it.
One more time for Chris. One more time. Big up.
You. Guys, we're going to be right back with more Island Girl Talk. Remember, our number is 4664 O.U.R. or 466-4687. We love that you guys are in the chat room, but we want you all to call in too. Text us. Hit us up. We on WhatsApp. All right? We keep it locked. We'll be right back.
And I've been searching. Hardly getting pay, I'm working night and day, yeah. So hard, I couldn't see my way. Seems I've been searching my whole life. I didn't know what I was missing, and all of my wrongs just wouldn't go right. But then came you. Now my life seems like worth living. Then came you. Girl, to you my heart I'm giving, 'cause I love you. You give my life so much meaning. You're my bling, everything. You're the reason why I sing that I will never hurt your heart. Never, 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 never. I will never let you go. Never, 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 never.
Well, me and your mother, me not see eye to eye, but you are my lover, baby, you're my cherry pie, yeah. And not another, will never get up like 'cause you're the star in my sky and the apple of my eye.
You're my heart, you're my soul. Jada, you're my everything. The only one in this here world. Girl, you're the song I sing. You're my heart, you're my soul. Baby, you're my everything. The only one in this here world. My blessing, baby. Seems I've been searching my whole life. I didn't know what I was missing, and all of my wrongs just wouldn't go right. But then came you.
That's why I will never hurt your heart.
Oh, never, 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 never.
And I will never let you go.
Jada, I love you. Daddy, I love you. 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 Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Daddy, I love you.
I feel like the best.
I know it's not easy being with me, girl. Jano. Yeah, man. Yeah. Don't judge a book by its cover when it stores out in the rain. Baby, I know that all you've been through and all you know is so much pain. Baby, understand that I am just a man. I'm tryna be just what you want. 'Cause girl, you the one that will brighten my life. And woman, wine, girl, you know that you look so divine. So baby, come and love me, love me, love me like you never love a lover before. So don't you ever walk out that door. Give me one more chance, I'ma treat you right, miss. My wish, my wish, my wish, oh miss. I will treat you better than a bag of cannabis. My girl, baby, please forgive me. I know not what I do. Oh yeah, baby, please don't leave me. I'm so in love with you. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh yeah, girl roll better than the rest. None of them can keep up with you. So no, yeah, yeah. Ooh yes, I know. I never let her go. She a one in a million. So no, yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me treat you right, miss. My wish, my wish, my wish, oh miss. I will treat you better than a bag of cannabis. My girl, baby, please forgive me. I know not what I do. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Baby, please don't leave me. I'm so in love with you more. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've been trotting this lonely road to the lonely highway, and I've been searching. Hardly getting paid, working night and day, yeah. So hard, I couldn't see my way. Seems I've been searching my whole life. I didn't know what I was missing, and all of my wrongs just wouldn't go right. But then came you. Now my life seems like worth living. Then came you. Girl, to you my heart.
Guys, we are back. Welcome back to Island Girl Talk. I hope you guys have been having a good time with us.
Yep.
But if you're just joining us, we have a special day today. We have Guys' Perspective today. If you want to know what that is, every last Wednesday of the month, we dedicate our show to the men in an attempt to learn more about them. Yes? And we invite, a lovely man to come and be a sounding board for us and a mouthpiece for the men out there. And today we have none other than Richard Trumpet. Here doing a real good job, boy.
I feel the heat coming now. I feel the heat coming and I'm a little worried, but all right.
But
we
today,
keep proud of you, but
right? Yeah, but we want to trap you up a little bit.
All right.
Say what?
Okay.
We have to bring the juicy question.
Yes.
All right?
So
because the woman wants to know everything.
Right?
Oh, gosh.
So guys, today we are talking about myths about men. We are debunking crazy myths about men in an effort to find out who are men really and what makes a man.
And I have a little bonus myth, you guys. The song that we just came back in on is Richard singing.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So we debunking the myth that he's only a media personality.
And that song is called Then Came You on the Blessed Love Rhythm.
And at first, it sounds like the perfect love song. And women are going to be like, oh, but it's a love letter to his daughter. And if you listen it from beginning to end, you will hear his daughter making a lovely appearance at the end.
They're trying to make me cry.
That's what
that's what it is. All right, I'm
Definitely check it out. Richard Trumpet, Then Came You on the Blessed Love Rhythm.
Yes. Go check it out.
So we disarm him.
All right.
Yeah, good.
We ready for him?
We trying.
We ready.
So here, this one. There's a real hot.
Yeah,
question.
you have one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask it out.
All right.
Ask it so.
You know what's do it too. So an erection mean that a man is horny? Does this happen by accident?
You know that this happened in the morning when you wake up that morning.
That one we want to know. Like, also, if you have an erection, does it mean you're giving consent for sexual activities? What's going on? Talk to us.
So what's the myth exactly, Shawna? The myth is that an erection means that
a
men
man
want
horny.
sex.
Yes,
Is that true?
Not all the time.
Okay. Not all the time. You gotta
Not
go
all
in
the
more into
time.
detail.
Well, first of all, in the morning time, that's beyond your control. You just get where the blood is pumping and it pumps there. So, in that instance, have you ever heard of an emotional erection?
No.
It happens. All right. So a man may be in a situation with a woman where a lot of emotions and a lot of chemical reaction happening in his body.
Okay.
And because of the heightened emotions, it caused him to get an erection, and he's not even thinking about sex.
Wow.
So for
he's a man for no
example,
reason?
for example, if he's excited, let's say he going skydiving and he's so
It may not-
excited
nah, it may
to
not
jump
be-
out the plane.
It may not be skydiving. It may not be skydiving.
Okay, I'll
but
go a
it
little
could be
extreme.
something like he's really, really in love with this person.
Oh, you're talking
And-
from a love perspective.
And they're having an emotional experience, not a sexual one. And he gets aroused.
Okay. So
But
she
it's
shouldn't
not-
necessarily be offended or get upset.
So how
because
is a
it
woman
happens, can
supposed to
happen.
differentiate whether, you know,
That's what
between
I'm
the
saying.
two?
You could tell based on the
actions
energy
after,
and the mood. You could tell.
Okay. Would you say that's a little bit embarrassing if it occurs?
It is. It is, especially if you don't know about it. If you don't know about it,
Yeah.
you'll be like, what happened here? But I don't even
Yeah.
feeling it, but control yourself, boy. You
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
way, but it happens.
Can I ask one of these questions?
Yeah, you
Shawna?
go through.
Does an erection mean that a man is consenting to sexual activity?
No.
And I want to segue into something else with this too,
No,
because we have
it doesn't. Because as I said before, a man can get an erection during a massage. He could go to the massage parlor and just, it happens. Most times it actually happens. And even in a conversation with a masseuse, she says, yes, that always happens.
Okay.
And it's not even based on him being thinking about, say, I even heard a story about a guy getting a happy ending, and he wasn't even, he was like, but what happened here? I didn't ask for this.
Yeah.
You know, so it doesn't always mean that a man is actually thinking about or giving consent to sex.
Okay.
Y'all ever saw the episode on Girlfriends where Jonah, one of them, went to get a massage and it ended with an orgasm, and she came back like, what just happened? And
Right.
everybody went after to see if what she talking about was the real
So,
thing.
so an erection doesn't always mean consent.
I'm glad you brought that example up, the massage as an example. I'm glad you brought it up because the next thing I want to bring to the fore is it's a topic out there that, or general consensus that men cannot be sexually abused. Men cannot be raped. I don't want to say the word, you know? So my point in asking these things is if whether or not an erection is actually sexual consent is to see how you feel about that.
If
Can
a
a
man-
man be sexually abused by a woman?
The reason why that's so taboo is because men are normally the dominant figure, the more physical strength in a situation. But there are situations where a woman stronger than a man, and a woman could hold on a man, and that's saying that he might not be able to, but it is possible.
But is it always about strength though? Because you know you have those psychos who might drug him a little, tie him up.
Yeah, it
and-
could also that could also happen. That
And
could
then
also
half
happen
away.
where he might be drugged or something, and
I watch a lot of Lifetime movies, y'all. I'm
we
sorry.
Could tell.
but it can happen.
I just want to stay on top of the comments a bit. And Mike, well, I guess it's something short. MIK on YouTube is saying, "Wow, we going in now?" Like the cut.
We going in. We really going in now.
And KTC says she's heard of that type of arousal before with the examples that you were giving. So
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Katie. What I was going to ask you just now, because you know you just said it's the reason why it's been so taboo. But I have a question. You didn't want to have sex, right? And so then it comes like if it's RAPE, but you enjoyed it. So is it RAPE?
Is it?
Is
And here was the funny thing about being a man, eh? Rock back a little bit here. Many times,
He's sweating only. He's sweating.
many times we don't really mean to enjoy it, eh? But because we need man, boy, but it still doesn't change it though, because if you are at a place where this is not something you wanted, it's still a violation.
So I guess the turmoil comes after the deed.
Yeah.
So your body would react because it's your body
It's your
doing
body,
what your
yeah.
body does. But afterwards, the mental turmoil that follows
A lot of times
is
that
the
happens.
stress of it all. Understood.
Okay. All right. I think we're satisfied.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I learned something new. I learned something.
A lot of people don't know about emotional
I
erection.
learned
A lot of
something
people
new.
don't know about it.
So ladies, if the guy having an emotional moment and he, you know, or you having an emotional moment and he connecting with you and then you see certain things, start to say hi, don't think that this man just always thinking about sex.
Yeah,
and doesn't
that doesn't mean that.
Richard with
You
the
could be
educational
tapping
nuggets.
into a different level of intimacy there.
Yeah, because I could see myself. So what you trying to do there?
So my feelings not valid.
Yeah.
So you just go in and
If you don't believe it, Google it. You'll see that it really exists.
All right,
Richard with the educative nuggets, boy. Big up you. Big up you, Richard. You see what's someone?
sorry, I see comments coming in.
Myth number 5.
All right.
Jeez.
This myth states men are threatened by an independent woman. True or not true?
There's some truth to it.
Okay.
However, a man is only threatened by an independent woman if he is not secure in his stance as a man.
Okay.
If he somehow is feeling, not making enough money, or I can't buy a house, or I can't do this, he may feel that way with a woman who is able to do all these things, and he can't, because once again, we have been programmed to be the provider and the one who handles all these different things.
Understand.
There's a song from Music Soul Child where he says, I was told the true definition of a man was to never cry, work till you die.
Teach me.
You got to provide. That's his words in his song. And it is so true because that's what we are taught. But so in that sense, a man might feel, hey boy, she could do everything. What could I do? What can I do? What can I do for her?
Yeah.
You understand? And that's another thing that we collectively as men have to work on, because it's not just about, she could be making 10 times your salary.
Yeah.
But you being her companion, there are things that she needs
Right.
that only you can provide.
Okay. But you just addressed men who might be making less than that woman. What about men who are making more than that woman, but that woman is simply self-sufficient, mentally, emotionally, financially? She's doing everything for herself, right? She may not be richer than you. She may not have more than you, but she has enough. She still don't need you. What about men like that?
And just to add to that, I literally have an example, so you can probably address it even better. I remember going to Totola, and I met a couple of friends, a couple of guys, and I told them, come to Trinidad and come and enjoy our culture. So they came to Hyatt. Now, these are like well-established men, right? One of them in particular was a real boss guy, like making a lot of money across there. And we are liming and Hyatt by the pool, all of us talking, and I am expressing myself, and I am always me, right? So I being me with what I do, and da-da-da-da-da. So he getting probably an independent vibe off of me, right? And another girl on the table, she was like, all over him, right? She even whispered to me, these guys have money, you have to, like, she's basically telling me, like, tone it down, right? And he turned to me and he said, I will never be interested in a girl like you. And I was like, that's fair enough. Every bread has its cheese.
Right.
And then he went further to explain, like, I need submissive woman. And not that I'm not submissive, but he said he makes all the money, so he doesn't need that.
He doesn't need that.
Another.
Once again, a man feeling threatened means that he's not secure in his stance as a man.
Okay.
There's another myth added onto the myth that you're asking about, where women who are independent and self-sufficient aren't submissive.
Right.
That's false. A woman would be submissive to a man that she deems is worthy of her submission.
Yes.
Thank you.
So if a man presents himself, it doesn't matter how much money he makes, what he does, if he presents himself in such a way where, honey, we need to eat something. Well, we need to eat. All right, today we're eating barbecue chicken and rice. And you might be so surprised that she like, whoa, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Because this is not somebody saying, well, what you want to eat?
Yeah,
whatever you want, kind of thing. This is somebody taking charge. And even if she wants to add or say, well, I wasn't feeling the barbecue so much today, what do you think about it? So just the fact that he could actually lead. And most times that's what women want, regardless of how sufficient they are, self-sufficient. They want somebody who can take lead and make them feel like, yes, I have this person with me who is willing to stand brave and to lead us, and he has a purpose and he know what he is doing. And even if I'm making $1 million and he making $10,000, it does not matter.
Because I'm telling you now, I've been in relationships where I've been deemed the man. I've had an ex tell me, you should be with a girl because you are a man, and I get that a lot. But I was raised by a strong man.
Okay.
A man raised me.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I have a self-assurance that I realize not most women have, and I don't have there's a femininity that most girls have inherently that they get from their mother, and I don't have that.
That's what I was just going
to interject.
Yeah.
So, hold on. Hold on, thought. So my point is, like, I am by all means an independent woman. I'm independent minded. I know what I want. I'm focused, all these things. But you're right. If I find the right man that I can submit to, by all means, I'm submissive.
You want to. Because naturally you want to.
I am not a feminist. Being independent minded and all of that. I don't believe in all that feminism thing. A man is a man, a woman is a woman. He has his role, we have ours, and we mesh. God didn't make us to be equals. We are different.
I just want to say something to that point before Neicy. The thing about it is that there was a study in the UK and they questioned women, and 90% of the women were asked, if you had the choice to stay home and just do nothing, would you still go out in the world? And 90% of them say, I will stay home. Women do it because they have no choice.
But stay home doesn't mean doing nothing.
I know, but I know what you mean. But they do it because they have nobody else to do it. They have to get up and get. So that's why they do it. The other part I wanted to say, based on what you say, though, I don't want you to confuse being self-sufficient and independent with feminine energy.
Was my exact point.
Because a lot of times women confuse that. That's the part that is confusing because they don't exude feminine energy, and men need that.
Yes.
So I went all over the place and I had so much points in my head. So to touch on what Krystal said, a lot has to do with the upbringing dynamic, because I had reached a space in my life where I was like, everything is queen independent, and taking my own journey to understanding, okay, why am I, what is this femininity thing that people are speaking about?
Right.
Diving deep into that, understood that it have a lot of women walking around with a lot of masculine energy. So you look the parts on the outside, but your attitude, everything is masculine, and
that push men away.
Because they would be attracted when they see you, but when they start to get to know you,
but it's usually the weak man, because
not necessarily.
Let me finish. My point with that is, like, even when the change that happened in terms of, like, as Richard said, we are being bred in a society with women who had to be providers. So that passing on generation after generation. So now that's becoming a thing. No problem with that. But you have to reach a level of self-awareness to know that, okay, even if you're a boss in the office, when you get home, you allow that man to be a man. So even if I have a business and I'm a CEO here and I have to pull up the pants in the office, when you reach home, you step into that role of wife, mother, and nurturer.
And it's hard for a lot of women.
You don't have that switch. And because a lot of us not being groomed with that, because sometimes you're in a house where if the woman making more money, that man not hearing the end of that.
So true.
That man not hearing
so
the end of that, and you don't know how to switch that off
Sometimes
when you leave the office.
sometimes the only time we get to be a man is when a roach come in the room.
Yeah.
Or a lizard or something.
I had a friend actually
have a
point that
method
out to me because he was working in this office, man, and had a lot of women in the office. And, you know, the whole feminist thing, and I don't need a man and stuff. And then at the time, a disgruntled customer came in. And when the man started to raise his voice, all the women in the corner started to look at him. And he's like, oh, so now...
you woman now? Oh, okay.
So I'm saying all of that to say, yes. And even in the dynamic that we're in right now, independence and self-sufficiency, we use that interchangeably, but you had to understand the dynamic.
Yeah.
Same how last
And
week we touched
awareness.
on jealousy and envy. It's two different things and we interchange it. If
Yeah.
you independent, you don't need anybody. But we still want to be independent and still want a man.
And still know how to be soft.
Yeah.
You know, so just going back to your point and speaking from my perspective personally, like a lot of men can't handle that self-sufficiency.
Yeah.
But when paired with the right person, you automatically become soft. The right man brings that, which is the
That
point
was
I
what I
was
was
going
just
to
gonna
make
say.
with you. The right man brings that softness out in a woman.
And
That
vice
has you
versa.
saying to yourself,
I wanna disagree with that,
I'm not,
Chris.
no, hold on, let me finish. I am not usually like that, but this man has me because he brings such a sense of security. Like,
Right.
I've got this, babe.
Right.
You don't need it. Like, so that part of your brain that feels like you need to control this, that, the other, you can rest it now. And
Right.
that softness comes.
But True. I
So with the
feel-
right man, I think that any independent, self-sufficient, hard woman will be softened by the right man.
I disagree with the right man. I feel like if you're single and you're looking at prospects, you're supposed to be showing up like that. So somebody who's looking for that could see that.
We're not saying that you're not. You are.
No, but it have a lot of women who
There are women who
in a
don't
lot
understand
of
that.
relationships, they're a man and they're thinking, okay, the right man will come along and I would just do that.
And I'll
that
switch. No.
Yeah.
If you showing up masculine, you're not
You
going to
might
really
chase them
attract the man that you're looking for because it need balance, that
I
energy.
guess it boils down to the circumstance. I know, because you can't really control the circumstance by which you meet a man.
Yeah.
When you meet a man, you meet a man.
Yeah, but-
and it's up to you in that, based on the energy given back and
Well,
forth.
that's
that,
everything
you
is
know?
based on energies,
Yeah.
right? And a woman could bring out masculine energy in a man as well.
Yes.
So you just have to pair yourself with the right person.
Yeah.
Because you would know if you feel that when you're in that person's company
Yeah.
and vice versa.
So it boils down to the situation, the circumstance surrounding by which you meet them,
Correct.
and
Yeah.
what energy they bring out of you, and vice versa.
Yeah.
I want to hear your,
Jay's
just a second, Nikki.
yeah,
I want to hear your thoughts on, because we know we're talking about meeting people of different energy, but if a woman is masculine,
Right.
masculine in the sense where she's probably the provider and whatnot, and she gets a guy, and he's very soft and he wants to stay at home and he cooks, and it's a completely opposite dynamic. How do you deem that?
For everybody,
okay? Like,
for
what's your
everybody,
opinion?
that would be different. For
Right.
me, that would be okay. But it might have somebody that might work for.
Okay.
Right? Still, even if he is soft, as you said, and home and doing all these different
Yeah.
things, she still has to make that switch when she get home.
Right.
She still would have to give him that, because not because he's a house husband
Yeah.
means that I'm going to treat him, because if you were a housewife, you wouldn't want to be
I would love that.
disrespected or
Exactly.
anything like that, right? So the same way you wouldn't want to be disrespected is the same way you have to treat him with
Right,
respect.
Yeah. I love a house. I like the idea of a house husband.
Serious?
I do.
That says a lot, Krystal.
I know.
Well, okay then,
I
Chris.
know.
A lot.
I like the idea of it.
I think
He
it's
could
a
work
topic
from home
that we
and-
need to take note of, because I think we could dive deeper.
He doesn't have to clean or anything, but you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a stay-at-home.
You just
guy.
want
But
him
the
home every time
reason-
you're home.
I think the reason she wants, I think it comes from Krystal's nature of being like that dominant
No.
personality.
I just like the idea of a man home waiting.
Waiting for you? Serious?
Oh, is this
I'm
boy?
sorry, partner.
Just
Next,
like,
I wanna miss-
just like
next thing
a
you
man
want,
likes
drop
the
up.
idea of his family, his wife and kids waiting home after a hard day.
so
I
you
think
want him
that's
home
nice.
in a bow tie and a boxers too?
No, he could be doing. He could have his business.
That
You know, he
one
could
would-
have a
Oh,
stay-at-home
but
business.
once he's home, you just like
I'm gonna go
yeah.
home to my husband and boy, gosh, they was tough.
I
you know.
That wouldn't work for me on
All
something
right
like that.
then.
Why
Okay,
not?
okay,
You know,
okay.
you're like
for me at all.
You guys are something else, huh?
Yeah, boy, yeah, boy.
Why a woman can't want that?
You could buy a male
like
toy
the
and
spaces.
give him home. And he ain't
I
going
like
away.
the spaces that I dominate in, but I want a manly man. I want a masculine
That does not
man.
mean he's not a manly man. It
I-
just means
no, but
he's
my perception
geographically
of
in the house.
Can I ask a question?
What it is.
Because what is a manly man?
Thank you. Because I love a sensitive man. I love a
I really
soft
want to hear
man.
this because
He
I've
can
heard
man
this
up
so many
like, when it
times.
comes time to, let's say, we out and we getting robbed,
Okay.
and he will
I
protect me
think
physically.
what
That's
I would
good.
say with
But
that-
emotionally, I don't mind a soft, sensitive guy. I love that shit.
What I would say with that, and
one
I'm
of
not
my
no
past
therapist
lecturers.
or expert, I just giving my opinion. Y'all don't come for me in the comments. You see how over time society has groomed women into letting go of their femininity and stepping into their masculinity. Over time, the switch has happened with men as well,
Okay.
where they went from being masculine and leaning more to that side. And that doesn't always necessarily means that they have to, it comes with sex. If you understand what I'm saying, like how you call somebody gay or whatnot. Have nothing to do with that. It's just in terms of like,
The whole
men,
persona.
yeah, like some men.
But you're
not-
still not telling me he was
no,
a manly man.
that's not
Thank you.
coming. Some men not comfortable being a provider and okay with their wife getting up every day and going out and
Right, okay.
you know, bringing in the fish and you just home playing game.
Right.
Is that
okay.
a manly man?
No, it isn't.
That is where I'm coming from in
Okay.
terms of the dynamic of a man not wanting to protect and provide because she has it. Why you think she has it because you don't?
The reason why I asked the question is because I think a lot of women get it confused.
Yeah.
No, that's where I'm
I
coming
think what
from. with
Neicy
that.
talking about is a kept man. We ain't talking about
No,
kept man.
it's
We're
not
talking about men who
even-
still have work, who still have the business, who still have purpose.
It's not even kept.
No,
you know?
you
Yeah.
hit it
But
because
still-
that to me is a manly man. A
still
man who
talking
has a
So,
purpose.
yes, that is where I'm coming
and knows
from. But
where
a
he's
lot
going.
of the times, if like it have men out here, if the woman have it, quote unquote,
They're willing to rock back. Well, that's not a manly man.
So,
That's not a manly
But the thing
man,
is, it
yeah.
have women out here who thinking having a man at home doing nothing is a good thing because I know where he is. He ain't cheating. He probably you understand. what I'm
Yeah, a
saying?
man would cheat whenever he wants to,
Just to
however
be
he wants
clear,
to. If
But
he
what,
could
what I'm
went.
saying with it is like even that thinking that you getting up and going out as a woman and doing
Okay.
this thing and the man is home doing nothing and in your mind
You safe there. You
good,
comfortable
you
there.
comfortable.
Okay.
Now,
To me,
Neicy,
that's not a man.
Just to be clear, you say some women think that's not the reason I wouldn't mind a man at home. Man.
Okay. Oh,
no,
my
we
man
know you-
still have
no.
a job. My man still
Because you
have
did say you have a business and thing at home and you have his
you
home
must
office
still
and
have
all of that.
ambition, purpose, all these great things. That is just a given when it comes to my
Understand.
personal
Alright, well, I
preference.
think there's some
But
clarity there now.
if I happen to have a guy whose business is at home and he can work remotely and you know kids are to me as a woman watching a guy tend to kids I come home and it's like look at him on his computer with the kids there they're quiet they're enjoying the little to me
Sounds like
that
a
is
fantasy.
things to make me say here come bedroom now
Yeah.
that is I'm telling you some women like that kind of security
Alright.
some women
Jay,
love
I
that
think, no, go ahead with the comments because we've
Jay-
been neglecting.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry for the last 2 minutes that we wasn't able to go through the comments and we kind of got sidetracked. So
Yeah.
we're going to try to pick it back up moving forward. So Jay said that the notion of an independent woman is still a thing, and that is probably the issue, right? I don't want to stay too long on this because we had to move on to other myths,
Yes.
but we'll try to stay on top of the comments
Yes.
as we move on. So should I go on to the next myth?
Well, before you say that, I was about to say that I think a manly man, because we say that a lot, but I think it means different things for different women.
Okay.
Because I walk on the ground, I'll pull up in the ghetto with my ghetto friends, and that their idea of a manly man is not your idea of a manly man.
Right,
So I
okay.
think it depends on the woman, right?
Okay.
And we've seen some situations where a manly man is actually a toxic man.
All right.
Right.
Okay.
So
Fair.
we have to
Fair.
be very careful of, when we say it, yes, we would have our own opinions, but there are so many different
So in other
perceptions
words,
of that.
a gunman could be considered a manly man.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So it really depends on how you flip it and where you're from. But
Point
for
taken.
for me personally, I'm kind of walking on the same thread with Neicy, as well as I was always, I think because of my
Upbringing.
bringing from my both parents, I was always very outspoken. And I just never liked, you see how she likes really sensitive guys and stuff. That was never my preference.
Right.
I like sensitive guys, but I would prefer a man who, good afternoon, and could command a room, and he's very well spoken,
Right.
you know. So
That is. Whew.
yeah. So for me,
It's different for so it will be
Yeah.
different
It
for
will be
different
different
people.
for
Yeah.
So
Some
you
people-
think sensitive means that he doesn't have a presence? He's meek. That's not what I mean.
yeah.
Okay.
Sensitive meaning he's emotional. He is like how we talked about men can be emotional. He's
Right.
in touch with himself. He's
Yeah.
expressive and these things.
Yeah.
He's not the alpha dog. I've dated the quote unquote alpha guy who
But
was
you're
a self-proclaimed
alpha as well, so y'all
alpha.
will
And to
butt.
me, no.
Y'all will butt.
He
Not
was
necessarily.
proclaiming exactly. He was proclaiming himself to be an alpha man, and his idea of being an alpha was all wrong.
Yeah.
It was toxic. I don't like men like that.
Right.
I want a sensitive man who is in touch with his emotions and who, when need be, will rise to the occasion. He could still be tough. He could still get down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're just you're prim and proper on the outside,
A right
but you could
balance.
get
You know,
could
I
get
do
down
subscribe.
and
I do
dirty in the-
subscribe
if need
to the phrase alpha woman.
be. Me neither.
I don't.
Yeah.
Same how
Me
I
neither.
unsubscribe to the term Miss Independent. I
Right.
like the word self-sufficient.
All right.
Because if a man wants to step in and do what he needs to do, I step to the side. I don't need to
Yeah.
hold
Right.
that
Yes.
thought. So I
Fair
get it.
enough.
Yeah.
But I think we need to
Yeah,
move
yeah,
on. to-
definitely.
Yeah, but Neicy, you need to make your myth before we reel it in.
Okay,
Because
so
she has
my,
a good one.
My why you put me at this spot?
Yeah.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
My myth is: do men have body issues?
Of course we do. That's straight up clear and easy.
Yeah.
Why I think so many of us kill ourselves in the gym. We do have we you see that's not even a gender thing to me. But for men, once again we have been programmed to think, as the term came up, alpha,
Yeah.
gotta be this big dominating, and once I have this, at least if I have this, she now could be
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's that. So we would go watch ourselves in the mirror the same way. There are many men who can't watch themselves in the mirror
Wow. Okay.
because they don't like what they see, or they
Yeah.
think what they see would show up in the world before them and make them get the smaller slice of the cake. So there are men. Yes, we have a lot of body issues, and as time has progressed, different things would come in. So there is manscaping, and there are some women who, oh gosh, I like that he shave his legs, and the next man like, are you watching his legs, and he like. She just tell Caro she like how he shave his legs. I can't shave my legs, boy. I think yes, we have a lot of issues, and over time it has worsened.
Yeah.
So we know the world, because of these devices, the world would have become very 10 times more superficial.
Yeah.
So to post that pic now, you had to wonder, I wear this shirt last month. I wonder if I could post this pic. So the things that you all go through, don't think
Yeah.
that men are going through it too, you know,
Yeah.
because we do.
I think the reason why I wasn't thinking, I thought it was like, no, man, because in society today, they say women are known for their looks, men are known for resources. So I thought, because it has some men, even if they had the big belly and the gray hair, if they have a
Hell
certain
no.
bank account.
Yeah. Or
You know,
stature.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I thought it was more on the woman to stay a certain, because we deal with ageism
You see-
and all these different things.
You see,
Krystal,
Neicy,
you're looking like
you
you
see,
have a
Neicy,
lot
let me
to
tell
say.
you something, yeah. There has been the time where a man think what I will get is based on the size of my wallet, right? So all right, I have a big wallet, I have a big belly, it don't really matter, ting.
Yeah.
But what he will get might just be somebody who wants to capitalize on that.
Right.
Yes.
And he might want something else. But she just going and call him when she need to do her hair, nails, whatever. And she may know she had to give it up every now and again to maintain.
Yeah.
So she would just do.
Subscribe to that.
She would do it.
Yeah,
but
it's not love.
But
It's
no,
not love
no.
and it's not
And
love,
that
so.
man would, in many instances, it may seem he might be looking on the outside like,
Yeah.
wow, this guy have it made, but he have the car, the money, the house, the and he has smallies with him.
Yeah.
Trust me, he is
Facts.
very, very empty inside.
Facts.
Because
Right.
so then now he would watch this guy. Let me say you go on a boat ride. So you go on this boat ride and you see this fella, oh God, he dapper, he shave his chest, he shave his legs, and all the girl them watching, and he like, why I can't get that energy, boy?
Yeah.
Look all in my wallet, watch my wallet up, watch my car, boy, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So trust me, we are just as insecure about our bodies the same way as
Richard, you
women.
bringing some memories to me. I've had, listen, just last year, a quote-unquote rich person approached me. I was out with a friend. We were having dinner at a restaurant. And long story short, literally asked me my price, you know. Said, Krystal, I know that you would not be, this man was like 65.
Wow.
I know you would not be interested in someone like me. So I'm willing to make it worth your while. And this was me.
Yeah.
I said right there and then, no.
Yeah.
But
And I will pretend like you never asked me this question.
there are women who are living in one Woodbrook place based on that.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
I
gosh,
somebody
I've
reached
heard
out
many
to me
stories.
as well.
I
and
need to
said,
be able to sleep at night, you know, Richard. I
they
need to
sleeping
look
real good. Who
myself
tell you
in the
they're
mirror.
sleeping good?
No, somebody reached out to me with the same thing. It was like,
cannot.
hey, it has this guy, he's wealthy, whatever. He just looking for a companion, and whatever your price is, he is going to be maintained.
He is going to
not
put
even
you
looking
up.
for the publicity of it.
No.
He just wants, okay, if he wants to take a trip or he wants, you know, to go to dinner, whatever.
He's going to put you up in a good place. He's
Yeah,
going to pay the
this is
rent,
it.
everything, and he's going to come across every Wednesday at around 7:30.
And the thing
That
for
is
me
so
is
sad.
like, I understand it. I understand that it have women out here with this lifestyle. But I am looking for love. I want to get married and have a
God,
family.
Neicy,
And
yes,
he
yes,
has
with the
daughters my age. Like,
And I will
No,
there are plenty
no.
women who are saying down here, hearing you and saying that you girl.
yeah, because when I
That
told...
you.
Okay, let me film
Don't
this
go-
in
yeah,
my
The way my
brain.
conscience
When
sets
I
up
told
to
certain persons and people was like, what's his number?
Now, let's see.
What's his
Exactly.
number?
My
Exactly.
friends, I have friends the same way.
Yeah.
I need
And
to
last
look
time
myself in the mirror.
we had the set for Valentine's, and we were saying, you know, we don't expect our significant. We had certain conversations. My friend say, I watching all the die all day, no, we better come with the things. I said, girl, I need to bring you on this show.
Wow.
So let's dive into the comments a bit. In case you're saying facts are the body issues, there's a pressure in society for men to look a certain way,
Yeah.
and social media don't help. Jay is saying there's far less rich men than there are beautiful women. So the average man will have body issues, high resources, and is standard across the board.
Correct.
Valid point. Yeah.
Mackenzie agreed with what you said, Richard. He said, well said, Richard. And Katie is saying, but Krystal, I had a rich guy ask me the same thing.
Must be the same one.
She said something when he came.
Right?
No, but they are getting open with it. Like before, they would have, you know, in that certain circles, they would have said, but yo, in broad daylight, men coming up to women and saying, okay, well,
Yeah, this is what I could do. Are you willing?
yeah.
No, guys, we had to wrap it up. We had to reel it in. However, I just want to touch on one more thing about body issues, Richard. So we talked about obviously men having body issues, yada yada yada. They work out and stuff, and it brought to mind something. What do you think about small hands, small?
Or big
Because
feet.
I actually
Big
big
feet.
feet, big. Because I actually know a couple guys who work out extra hard
To
in the gym.
compensate for
Right?
what they're lacking.
No. Because they have a size 8-foot size and they have small hands. And they know, and they are insecure about it because they say the first thing girls say is, "Oh my God, look how small your hands are," and so they overcompensate by building themselves up in the gym. You know, level exercise now. So, what do you think about that stereotype, small hands, and how it affects men? Small hands, small.
Well, first thing
Big feet, big.
Richard, look
I was
at
size 12 comfortable here, so I
He just confirmed it.
I really know about those issues, but it has been a myth, right? Funny thing about it is that it's understandable because women look at so many different things with men now. And yes, women look at the size of hands, size of feet, women look at nails, women look at teeth, women look at women look at different things now that would tell them about the man.
Okay.
So if you're asking me about the myth as far as the hands and feet, I would know. I could only talk about myself. But it's strange that I mentioned that though, because I remember in interacting with a young lady, she told me that I had small D energy.
Okay.
Ooh.
And she was pleasantly surprised, she said, because the energy given off wasn't. And I was like,
You thought it was an insult.
I was like, what's small? What's
Somebody
small
explain
D?
to me
I
what
can
it-
explain
what
it
is-
to you.
what
I
is
can
What's
tell you.
small?
Thank
Yeah,
you,
because it's the
Krystal.
whole alpha thing.
I can
Is
tell
it?
you what it is, but before I do it, let me preface it with it was in poor taste for her to say that to your face. Because it's not something that one should say to a man.
All right.
Unless you have no respect for them. Like, why would you say that?
I guess because she was pleasantly surprised,
Yeah,
that's
she
why
liked
she.
it.
Also,
Because if it wasn't, well, then she might have been like, she might not say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
So she enjoyed it.
Usually a woman could tell if a man has big DICK energy because they have a self-assuredness about them. And it's not a beat my chest, I'm great because I know I have a big, you know what. It's not that. It's a quiet storm. It's a quiet
But then in many instances, women could read that wrong.
No, not in my
I think it's what
experience.
No, I think it's what the woman looking for. Because for me, if the guy is doing, if the guy is doing this, like doing that with his mouth a lot, I think you're trying to compensate for something else because the ones
overcompensation.
who
She's right
know
about
where
that.
they stand, they have less words. Like,
And
they
I think
have,
that's probably where she was
That's
coming
what I'm
from.
saying. It's a quiet storm. It's
Yeah.
a self-assurance. It's a like I don't need to do or
Yeah, I
say
don't need
much
to
because
prove-
I
yeah.
know what
I know.
I'm packing. I know
Yeah.
what I bring.
Yeah.
It's the same for
I
like
take it personal, I wasn't talking plenty.
it's the same for money.
That's what I say. I think in that situation, that's exactly
Yes.
what she meant. You didn't have to say much.
So think of a man. So
okay.
think of a
But it could
If
be
I
based
get
on
you
what she's accustomed to as well, you know.
Exactly. Because the biggest turn off for me is a guy who look at what I have and and I'm like
And sometimes they say, girl, if I hold you in bed,
They don't
you probably
speak,
didn't have
they
to.
don't-
I wouldn't have that type of conversation.
So I guess the man
so what she's accustomed to is that. Oh, okay.
Because
Now I'm feeling a little better.
So think about a man now who has the money, has the wealth, has the assets, has the DICK,
He's
right?
not gonna walk
Has
around
the
with
self-assuredness,
a clock.
and he's aware, he's self-aware, and he's a man.
So when you walk in a room, you don't have to say
It's
anything.
a quiet
anything.
confidence.
Yeah, you
He
don't
does
say
not need
anything.
to advertise. He does not need to do a thing.
Right.
And it's just an energy, it's an aura, and you feel it.
You can feel it.
with
Okay.
the interaction.
All right. Okay.
So yeah. Speak a little louder, man, behind the scene. Our tech
He
team.
asks if we are associated with confidence.
In a sense, yes, because there are some men out there that have confidence and they do all the pratter and the talk. You see a man that just talk too much, I can't handle it.
Well, then in some instances, some men are right by saying women are confused because if a man is coming through, right, and he does feel that way, but you are accustomed to if a man packing, he going and be like, yeah, so we all do family or roll our
That is
thing.
an insecure man.
Yeah.
Any man that feels the need to broadcast.
but she might, if that's what represents big D energy to her.
So it's confused.
Well, then she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Right. So it will be different. It will be different.
It's not that it's different.
Yeah.
She just don't know what it is.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was
Fair
not about
enough.
to say that. We're referring to true masculine energy
Right.
and the perception of
Yeah.
masculine energy,
Right.
which has to do
Excellent,
with
Shawna.
which has to do with your traumas and different
Yeah, the
instances
way you
growing up, your
perceive
environment.
stuff,
Just as you mentioned before,
Correct.
a manly man could be a gunman for somebody.
Right.
Thank
So
you.
it depends on your environment,
All
but
right,
that
fair.
perspective doesn't make it true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. On point. Yeah.
All right, guys.
That's a very, very good point. Just to kind of wind down a bit, I think this is a topic we could take note of for future discussions because I also would like to hear the perspective of men when it comes to the flip with women. You know, the one who always like shows off everything, and then it have the confident woman who probably don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But still carries herself with that same quiet storm energy.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's
A nice conversation for the future.
Yeah.
Guys, we're gonna reel it in. We
Wow.
still went over. Oh my gosh.
I knew it. I knew we were going to, but I still felt like
Nah, man, we
I
can pull
thought
back.
we
We
know
can pull
guy
back.
need to just
Yeah.
We have got
all
to
right.
wrap up segment 2. We had a
Yeah,
wrap up
segment
topic of the
1.
day. We have more segments
Yeah.
in store coming up, but that's it. Big up, Richard. Big up, Richard. Hey,
Yes,
snap,
sir,
snap,
the
snap.
handles, the hot box.
Really well.
Really well.
I've been told that
Yeah,
before.
I know we behind time, but I feel like I want to throw somebody outrageous.
Yeah,
The extra.
we will get into
do.
detail.
I want to hear
Here
it.
what we're gonna do, right? Tell me if you all agree. We have a few moments. We're just gonna pelt it out. See, we're not gonna do too
No
much.
long
of it.
talk. No
okay.
long talk.
Quick,
Just
quick.
yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay, all
I'm
right.
a find it.
We
I'ma
learning,
find
so
it.
we quiet. That's why I'm
Alright.
quiet today. No, I enjoy the
absorb
knowledge.
it because
Right?
you're making me understand men on a different layer. So I listen. This guy perspective is a thing.
Y'all had the extras. Look at here, man. Look at
Just
here.
call it.
Tell them at me.
Now, some of it might be a little crass. Okay,
Oh,
so
gosh.
audience, this is not that kind of show, but we are. The sex is a part of this discussion for today. So, audience, allow us a little bit. You know, we likes to keep it classy here on Island Girl Talk, but we are bringing the things today. All right, so don't ignore horrors. Myth number 1, outrageous myth number 1. Men can't urinate with an erection.
Of course, that's a myth. Of course, well, yes, we can. You might just have to step back a little bit.
sorry,
And
you're
step
gonna
back.
go- I'm
Just have
sorry.
to step back a little distance, but yeah, we can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, it's just all based on your aim.
Okay.
Who would need to know this though?
Listen, okay,
Because y'all always be missing. Anyway, move it on.
anybody else?
Nah, you
Okay,
go.
let me go.
You
Why,
go.
so why I have to call
Just
the
call
one?
out all of them. Call out
Yeah.
all of them.
Well, look
one
at
time.
Richard face. Look. Okay, men can't multitask.
No, we can't.
Serious?
We need a little context
little
of
bit.
that. A little context of that.
We could do it certain. You see, our brain set up in a way to focus.
Right.
Right? So we focus on fixing this mic and making sure this thing, and then you want me to do this on the side, and I can't really split my head to do both at the same time. Women could do that a lot better than men. We can, there are once again exceptions, but generally, no, we ain't good at that.
There was a study I read online. I can't remember all the terms, but it did say that men can. It had been found that men cannot multitask because they use up more energy in a certain part of the brain than women, whereas we can split it.
Yeah.
We may not do
I was say
each
we can't
task.
split it.
We may not do each task as effectively as if we were doing one at a time, but we are able to split it. We can
And we just
task
only expect
switch.
the man to be able to do that
Yes.
because we could.
No,
Yeah,
we're not good
Yeah,
at that.
and they
Okay.
did. One of the studies was them walking on a treadmill,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then they gave them something to read
To
in a
read
different
while-
language and whatever. And whereas some of the men were walking using both arms, once they gave them the task to do, the right arm fell.
Waste of time.
Yeah,
We can't,
and
we
yeah,
can't,
certain
don't
things
go.
that- yeah.
Mm-mm.
So,
we ain't set up so. Sorry.
Okay, next one.
so why is only me?
Just call out all that.
Course.
All men like
I would
sports.
call.
All men like sports. Yeah. For real? I think so.
Nah, it's not true.
I
know
think so. I
some
think
men
all
don't.
exceptions, but generally most men like sports.
Serious?
You can't ask me that.
So my own men don't like displays of affection, especially like the PDA, public displays of affection.
He don't like displays of affection. Men don't like displays. Public displays of affection when one is not your woman, and or two is not or he is uncomfortable,
Why
or he is uncomfortable with his significant other. That's the only. Otherwise, if a man is happy with his woman, man, come now, man. You do it anytime,
All
any
the
place.
public
Yeah,
displays of
yeah,
affection,
come on.
yes.
But would you
Hold
I know
hand,
we say we're
kiss,
not going into
whatever.
it, but just one quick question. Would you say it's in their nature to want to do public affection, or he will only do it because it makes her happy?
No, it's in our nature.
Okay.
Yeah, we would do that. That's we territorial, you know.
Yes.
We want everybody to know, hey, my woman. Right, we woman. That's how we want to be.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's true.
So once he getting on like that, you're not the woman. Yeah, moving on.
One more. Men aren't afraid of insects.
Come get last spider, they for
If
where?
men, no, we're not afraid of insects.
I know real people who afraid spiders
He's a
and
girl.
centipedes.
And frog.
Big spiders.
The big the big spider. No, if it's a big spider,
You see?
probably.
Tarantula.
Yeah, the big that.
Well, it's
No.
not a spider's not an insect, it's an arachnid.
Yeah.
But
Right,
still,
exactly,
It's
with
a
the-
creepy
So the
crawler.
small ones, no.
Now the small ones we want to. Let me tell you something. Another thing about us is we want to. Remember, we looking for the opportunity. So all the time she playing together, honey, look at lizard. And we want her see, look how you can. You know that same thing. Just, you pick up the lizard with your hand and we want to do that. Yeah,
Fair
so
point.
Okay. Oh, they're looking at me again.
Yeah. Come run through the rest.
Men are slobs. They're untidy, they're dirty, they're throwing things and expect you to pick up after them. What you think about that?
Untidy, yes, disorganized.
That's a trick one.
How is it a trick one? Give us both sides.
Generally, we are. We could be a bit untidy, generally. However, we can make adjustments based on maturity and based on if we were a neat freak.
Okay.
And we really love our neat freak, well, then we would make the adjustment and we wouldn't be as stink as we used to be. But if we just by ourselves and we'll be stink. We'll be stink.
One more and then we done.
Let me do one.
Nah,
Yes.
that's it.
Yes.
Go ahead, Sean.
All right, I learned tidy. All right.
I am one Ananias on this panel because Ananias have a lot of ad-libs there going on.
Here's one only. Men talk about their sex life with their bodies, their
Ooh.
brethren.
That one, yes.
Like how weed is that?
Like locker room talk.
Men talk about their sex life
With the boys.
With the boys.
when they score.
Okay.
Not with their significant other.
Right.
Okay.
They ain't gonna be talking about
Disrespecting her
me
like
and
that.
me and my girl boy last night. Me and my girl ting. Nah. If he score a win like he went party last night
Sports.
and he meet a girl and he touch down and he get through, you come and say, boy, you see that bully house why they do that? After boy, she a real vibes. He might talk then,
That is an eye
but he's
opener.
not going to talk about relations with a significant
Yeah, because
other.
remember if she there and she's there long time and you bringing her to the group functions. and
Come
what-
on, you think
don't
I
want
can't
to-
think I don't want you to know my girl could helicopter? I'm here with you.
I have something to say, Richard.
That's a very good point.
It's a
Richard.
good point, but you
Very
know,
good.
but you know what,
Women do the
Neicy?
other
You know what,
thing.
Neicy?
Women do it.
We just talk about it.
And look, can I say something? Can I say something here? I want to say something.
Yes.
I really want to say something. You all don't know how much of a big mistake that is.
Listen!
I know, but we do. Like we were. Listen.
You want to know? You want to know why you and him done? And she like, oh gosh, girl, I didn't.
Listen, I
What's the
stopped
number?
advertising.
I
you know.
know. You that.
And you women do that all the time.
My
Why
friends
do
do
you
that.
do that?
I stopped doing that.
We do it. Now, your girl and all you know how long it's been. But my friends will call and say, oh, God, Krystal, my husband put me to work last night. Boy.
See,
Put it to work. And I was like, what?
why
I have
why
had
did
some,
you do
some of my
that?
friends even send me pics of their boyfriends' things.
No.
Because now let me explain. They trust me. I'm not going after your man. I will never. Anybody
But
who is my
still,
friend. Let me that's not
trust
easy.
you. I
I know. I know you. But let me tell you something. I speaking from experience. My friends know. My friends know. Let me talk.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
My
Wanna suck
friends
my
know
head.
what they have in me as a friend.
Okay.
I'm a loyal friend. I'm the epitome of loyalty. I'm not going with your man. I'm not even entertaining your man. If your man gave me current, I will make sure that your man don't even like me. don't even like me. So that to make sure that there is always
Not respect.
a boundary.
Yeah.
Cheers,
That
I said,
said-
what kind of men
Hold on.
Krystal?
That's
That
all,
said-
boy.
Yeah.
That said, my female friends have sent me pics of the significant others to say, Krystal, look who I'm working with. And I would be like, why all you just do this to me? I don't need to see
That's
this.
a little extreme.
I don't need to see it. But listen, this
Exactly,
is Island Girl talk.
exactly.
This is Island Girl talk.
Yeah.
How you going to do that, boy?
Imagine we doing that.
Yeah.
This is Island Girl
Hold
talk.
neutral ground. This is me here. That's all.
This is Island Girl talk. But like, guys, we're being real on here.
I don't know about that one.
We being real. It has happened from numerous friends.
Disappointed.
And my point in bringing it to the fore is to state that women do do it.
yeah.
That's the point.
Miss.
They do it. Now, I don't know how much other girls or other friends they do it with, but with me, that picture deleted. You understand? And then she gets in a cuss saying, why you
Don't
sending
ask
me
me
this?
for no picker. Right.
It's just the fact that it's sent to somebody.
Yes, yes.
How can you do
So
that?
you guys out there know that,
That she's
it
sharing
happens.
it?
I know
It
that.
happens.
I like how Richard said that men don't talk until, like if it's a fly-by night something, they will share. But when it comes to the sacredness of that,
Yeah.
and I think we women, sorry to say, we drop the ball because
Yeah.
we talk. And
talk.
I've learned over a period, like even with girlfriends, that they trust and stuff, certain things still supposed
Don't
to
say
be
it.
And just a
sacred.
disclaimer, everyone looking on, I said my friends send it to me. I
You don't send
have
it.
never sent a DICK pic
You
to
sure?
any of my friends.
Krystal, you sure?
I'm
That wouldn't cross
positive,
my
without a doubt.
All right.
But I am a good friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my friends just confide in me, and you know, they might get a little carried away and send me
Yeah.
something and be like, you don't need to send me nothing. You
I
can
don't,
just
I don't
tell
want to
me.
be looking at
Yeah.
your
But-
dude like that. I don't want to be
Yeah.
seeing him and seeing him.
Well, girl, it's how when you see them later on, and it's like I've thought it. Like when we go to dinner.
Hold on.
like
Let me
when we
ask you a
go
quick
out and
question.
it's
Hold up. Any of your friends broke up and you met and you meet or saw their significant, their ex
After
somewhere?
But Richard, I didn't have to wait for them to break up.
No,
I'm
but I just
telling
asking
you.
if it ever happened.
Yes.
And he was like, "Hi, Krystal."
No,
and
never.
And the picture just put back up anyway.
Even if the picture pops up in
But
my
why you
head,
holding on to this like that when you say that? What is the reason for this? What is the reason for
Richard, I
that?
can't take you.
All
I
right,
can't
sorry,
take you.
I apologize.
Even if the picture pops up in my head, which it does, because I would be like, oh my God, I know what he looks like. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I would never show it.
Okay.
Not when
Real
yeah,
discipline, bro. Yeah, discipline. Yeah, discipline.
Women,
Yes.
we need to do better.
Guys, we need to reel it
We
in.
need
It's
to reel
time.
it in.
Guys, we are cut for time. Oh my gosh, I
we
can't believe. I
really
knew this would have happened.
We
But
want-
yes, guys, all in the chat room, don't beat up too much. This is life. These things happen, but it's how you treat with it is what really matters.
Yeah.
I'm a good friend. Those pics not gonna go nowhere.
All right.
All
okay,
right,
cool.
we're gonna wrap up segment 2 of the topic
Any
of the
comments?
day. Right, Neicy, talk to us with some comments quickly.
Yes, let me run
Let's
you
give us a
some
few.
comments. Nigel is saying that's not right. Tree boy is
It's
saying,
not.
oh, you're
It's not.
brave.
It's not.
Jay is saying, Krystal is the epitome of the lie.
Of the what?
of the lie. All girl does tell it's been a while when you mentioned the statement about
Oh, and
Jay, this is not that
gosh,
type of
no.
show,
If they
Jay.
only- if they only know.
If they only know.
Nah,
Yeah,
Been a
Krystal
while.
living in that place, not a real place. We just be talking about. Yeah, Larry is saying, wow.
Yes. Yes. Today is a real one on Island Girl
Yes,
Talk.
yes,
we
yes,
got
yes,
real
yes.
today.
I still in
Anything
shock,
else?
guys. Sorry,
All right,
I'm still in shock. We're gonna
All
take
right.
a quick break and come back in with our island
With our
spotlight.
Island Girl Spotlight segment.
Segment.
Yes. But, you know, it's steamy today, though.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
y'all,
for
it's
sure.
I was just
steamy
thinking about this PS here.
today.
Sorry.
yeah, hear me think about the pairs.
Gosh.
We're gonna take a quick break, and when we say
right
quick, we mean quick.
Yeah,
So
we'll make this one quick
stay
for
right
sure.
there. Don't even leave. Stay
Yeah.
right there, and we'll be back shortly, guys.
Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. Them a call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch, want make them switch. The amount of stabbing on me back when me get from them, no stitch can fix. Me just a get a youth, they up on a mission for everybody feel. Yeah. Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. Them a call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch. If you need money, me a lend. Give you my last breath if you need oxygen. You're more than my family, you're more than my friend. My true brother till the end. That's why it hurt me, now me heart fear the thought in your head. Argument is a test. This feeling, I'ma feel worse than stress. Me say some things, I mean that and a reason for your left. Don't get it off your chest. Me tell you, so me love you, but you're going like you're deaf. Just why everybody happy, all of my friends them get blessed. I feel appreciate when another coming, I know who time next. Now go lie, me miss the good morning brother text. Remember we only human beings and humans get vexed. Can't feel like less. When me tell you if you do something, me just want you be the best. In everything you do, me and your big brother, yes. And I'm a been in your shoe. So me nothing and nobody come between me and make them switch. The amount of stabbing on me back when me get from them, no stitch can fix. Me just a get to you, they up on a mission for everybody rich. Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. Them a call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch. Though we a try play hero. Can't take everybody everywhere that we go. If you can't trust your day one, then you want go trust zero. Pull a trigger on a nigga if him play mad for you. A remark and that tattoo the same place we grow. Family can never war like Smokey and Debo. If you leave, you left a scar. Everybody know the team now. Just turning a star. Check the views there on we video. If you love me like you say you love me, then start make it please show. Good friend come once in a life. Not everybody have it. See no friend, more friend and friendship ain't tragic. Good friend come once in a life, and not everybody have it. So this petty war thing, we must stop it. Yeah. Me always I talk to you, so this time me have to sing. Stop vex with your brother, just be some little thing. Everywhere we go together like finger and ring. I the only man me trust, fit pour my drink. No money, no girl could have bust this tight link. Cause we have to stick together, it's just what I think. Cause we could lose each other in just one eye blink. No one's in a eye pink. Just want everybody happy, all of my friends them get blessed. I feel appreciate when another coming, I know who time next. Now go lie, me miss the good morning brother text. Remember we only human beings and humans get vexed. Stop feel like less. When me tell you if you do something, me just want you be the best. In everything you do, me and your big brother, yes. And I'm a bin in your shoe, so make nothing and nobody come between me and them switch. The amount of stabbing on me back when me get from them, no stitch can't fix. Me just a get to you day up on a mission for everybody rich. Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. Them a call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch, want make them switch. The amount of stabbing on me back when me get from them, no stitch can't fix. Me just a get to you day up on a mission for everybody rich. Yeah. Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. I call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch, want make them switch. The amount of stabbing on me back when me get from them, no stitch can't fix. Me just a get to you day up on a mission for everybody rich. Them want take all away history and dump it all in a ditch. Them a call themselves big man and a one like Mitch. Want make them switch, want make them switch.
As of midnight tonight.
Oh yeah, I hear they say what don't kill me make you stronger, nah. But Lord, I can't take the dirty ways no longer, nah. Don't know if you ain't noticed, but I want money and progress. If you have a serious motive, get me loud and clear. Don't call me. I don't want the people call me. 'Cause I on a different vibes, and you have some different vibes. Oh, don't call me. No, 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 no. Safer after it's my peace of mind. Tell the devil you look, boy, you ain't find it. I'm not where I really want to be. So please don't try and heavy me. Oh no, 'cause plenty was fresh already. So I ain't losing no sleep for nobody. I don't know if you ain't noticed, but I own money and progress. If you have a serious motive, get me loud and clear. Don't call me. I don't want them people call me. 'Cause I own a different vibes, and you have some different vibes. Oh, don't call me. And anyway I see them passing, it's a big way. No long talk, no small talk, it's a big way. I go here from a distance, it's a big way. No talk, we can't talk, it's a big way. Na, 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 na. You added nothing to my life, no. When you are wrong, nothing does go right. You're toxic and complacent. We on two different wavelengths. So I said this year we got link. 'Cause 2020 was fresh already. So I ain't losing no sleep for nobody. I don't know if you ain't noticed, but I own money and progress. If you have a serious motive, get me loud and clear. Don't call me. I don't want them people call me. 'Cause I own a different vibes, and you have some different vibes. Oh, don't call me.
Yeah.
The system.
Bacchanal, talk about pressure. Talk about pressure. Talk about pressure when I give them. Walk out, no blesser. Too expensive, no zessa. Some man dive in and swim whole day just to find this treasure. Say you want it. Special delight.
Hi guys. If you're now tuning in, well, you missed out a lot. We're gonna leave it at there. But be sure to hit the replay button and check it out, you guys. This is Island Girl Talk, and our very first guy's perspective. I'm gonna say men's perspective. Sorry about that. And our first guest gracing us today, who handled himself like a true champion.
Like a G.
Listen, Richard Trumpet held it down.
He did. Representing the guys really well.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
So we're about to move into our next segment, which is called Island Girl Spotlight, where we highlight, local talent. And today is a special one dear to our hearts, because we're using this Island Girl Spotlight to highlight a legend that we lost recently.
Our beloved.
Yeah, again, a little emotional. But for persons in the soca community, and there's persons who are naturally fans, blacks, these unfortunate passing and timing of blacks. And
Uncle Dexter.
Yes, we're gonna use this time just to kind of, send our condolences and to just kind of remember him in love and the force that he has been and still will continue to be within the soca community.
Of course. A man full of talents. You know what I liked about blacks? I remember because we had something called the a show, like a Shawna Hyatt. And people would come in and sit down, set up just like a theater where it's not a fete. You sit down and you watch entertainment. And he was just so authentic. Like he would own himself and he was so funny with it, So before I even listen to the music, he only stage cracking jokes and everybody laughing. So I would look forward to his, because it was a show that happened for like 30 days for a month, right? And every single night is the same show, but I looking forward just to him because he would switch it up and say something else, So I really loved his energy.
Yeah. Krystal?
I met Blacks back in 2017 when we were doing a music award show back in the day, and he was performing, and I was in charge of the talent backstage.
Right.
So I went out of my way to make everybody comfortable, especially Blacks, and it was my first time meeting him, and I already had this preconceived notion of who he was. And then upon meeting him, I realized, but my God, this man is beautiful. Like his heart, that heart, boy, it's like nothing could. It's not every day you meet people like that, and I'm not picking him up because he passed. It's just something that stayed with me always. And then Blacks would always send me little voice notes on WhatsApp, all the time. I was like, he didn't have to do that, and he still remembers me from just that. He was so cool and so nice, uplifting voice notes he would send as well. After the show ran and all that, he said, Krystal, I just want to let you know, excellent show, and you handle yourself so good. Anytime all you're doing anything like this again, make sure and call me, but excellent work, your work ethic is on point, and just stuff that the ordinary person would not notice.
Yeah, would take the time to.
Yes, he notices these things and he takes the time to reach out and tell you. And boy.
What would have stood out to me with him was the way that he would command the stage. Like from just the creative side and being like within media, you pay attention to those who dominate that space. And he's somebody always had the talent, but he would come on a stage and the audience would respond differently. It doesn't matter who was there before, who come in after. And he had this way that he could be there to sing whatever song he has that year, but somewhere during that performance he stops and it started to become like a dialogue between him and the audience. Something that happened and it's like we want to hear we want to hear you sing. We ain't come here to jump up, we come for that interaction. You know. And why I was feeling a little emotional earlier for the Taster Carnival recently that we had, I was up and down, and I probably passed Blacks like 3 times, working for those events. And I didn't stop to say like hi because I up and down.
Yeah.
You know,
Busy.
saw him at Voice, saw him at College Boy Jesse Soca Story, and phenomenal job. He would walk on the stage, and this year he had one of the biggest tunes of his.
Yeah.
You know, he have a lot of hits, but something about that song this year was just, it had an effect.
Yeah.
And when he walked on stage, what I noticed for those performances, as soon as he walked on, he wasn't even singing. And the crowd would just
They
go
would just
wild.
take over.
And I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
The irony of what you just said is the last time I saw him, I hugged him and said, I love you.
Wow.
That's the weirdest thing ever.
Yeah.
Like that's what I did. I don't know what
Yeah,
prompted
that
that.
is crazy.
I just went and I hugged him, saw him sitting there and I hugged him and say I love you, and he just watch and smile.
Yeah. But you could see he was weaker.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
in Voice concert, he hit y'all lean on the pole
Yeah.
for a little while before
Yeah.
he left.
Because
Yeah.
I had asked somebody, I was like, when they say Blacks performing, I was like, yeah, I want to see this performance for Mashup. And then the song started, and it wasn't the normal Blacks that we
Yeah.
knew, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
energetic.
You could
That
see.
you could have seen that it had something different, and people was like, yeah, he's really, really battling with his health and whatnot. And I'm like, but I want to see the performance. I want to see he make me, you know?
Yeah.
So, guys, for those of you listening in, you know, we're talking about Blacks, otherwise known as Dexter Stewart. I just want to read a quick bio on him to give you guys a little bit of context as to who he is. Dexter John Stewart, better known as Blacks, was born on December 21st. Dexter started his musical journey at the tender age of 13, where his father, Jerry Stewart, who owned his own band called Jerry and the New School, molded him into what we see or what we saw today. Dexter then joined a very popular band called, and forgive me for the pronunciation, I'm not sure, but the band was called Fuchs Session, where he became Blacks. And after a 10-year span, he then went on to join many other bands like Atlantic, Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, and Blue Ventures. In 1999, when Mr. Roy Cape approached Blacks and asked him to join his family of musicians, the Roy Cape All-Stars, Mr. Blacks honorably accepted, and the rest is history. Since 1999, Blacks and Roy Cape have kept Roy Cape All-Stars in the forefront of the soca music industry. And to say the least, Blacks is one of the most versatile artists in soca today. Rest in peace, Blacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legacy
Tion
will live
Carrington
on.
is also saying fly high, brother, in the comments.
Yeah? Yes,
Serious?
you're on it. So, guys, we're going to wrap. That's it for our Island Girls Spotlight.
Yes.
Right? Of course, Blacks has touched all our lives, either directly or indirectly. And we want to just dedicate this spotlight to him. And we're going to head on out with his new song for this year. It's called Voyage.
Yeah.
The song came from a very humble, dark place. You know what I mean? At that point, I giving up. You know, and God is always make a way and send people into your life for a reason. When you feel like you reach the end of the road, you know, the only time it is really feel is when you give up.
Searching to find my way on the road, I feel like it's endless. The journey not sad, bad mind people, you can't stop the conquest. Open the gate, head for the street, right now we can't rest. So why they want see success defeat, life ain't a contest. But this life is all we know. Oh, hey. Honey, I won't be coming home, no. Hey, 'cause we on this road again. Hey, 'cause we on this road again. All them obstacles time now. Tell them my time to shine
I swear was a million flowers. Hey, tell Father God, send down now and bless me with a million powers. Cause if the rains have fallen and the suns have shine, still we pumping for hours. Tell them we on this road again, heading to Port of Spain, trying to find my way. GPS can't find me. We on this road again, searching for better days, until I find that place. Bless every greed and race. Cause we on this road again. Hey, cause we on this road again. All them obstacles right now, tell them my time to shine now. I've been burning in this traffic, passing lights on the signs now. Hey, cause we on this road again.
All right, so we're back here at Island Girl Talk. I am taking over clearly because it's Guy's perspective this week. You just heard from Black Star and Blacks, right? The song is 2 years old, but they reissued the video now, of course, because of the lyrics and so on of the song. Quite interesting. And R.I.P. Blacks. Just had to say that again. Yes, so we are going with the trends now. What?
Let's talk.
Let's talk. I have to say it. I have to say it a particular way.
It's time.
Let's talk trends. And of course, the trend all over the world right now is, I guess, the slap heard around the world. It was quite an interesting incident and a shocker at the Oscars this year when we had Will Smith go up on stage after Chris Rock made a joke directed at his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, saying, G.I. Jane 2, see you there or whatever. And I was like, whoa. And then he went on stage. But the thing about it, a lot of people at first thought it was staged.
Yes.
And then until afterwards, when you hear Will let out that yell from the crowd, everybody was like, this really happening. My take on it though is that in everything and all there were scores of discussions afterwards about the incident.
And
still happening. And one of the things that I asked myself just yesterday was, suppose this was the other way around. Suppose Will was on stage and Will made a comment, right? And Chris Rock went up on stage and smacked Will.
Yeah.
First of all, I think the security would have come and take him away.
Yep.
And of course, the police wouldn't ask any questions about if you want to press charges. This is you smacking the guy who just won or who is about to collect the award for Best Actor. No, that whole situation would have been different. And what we were talking about earlier about emotions and many emotions, and so I thought that was a display of pent-up emotions. And him, I think that it could have led to that. I don't know everything about what's going on, but we have heard of so many different things about them and their relationship, their marriage from the Red Table Talks and otherwise that I think that we should not even have been privy to. And this could have just backed up and he could have just acted out. I don't know. The fact that Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington had to pull Will square and talk to him and all of that. I mean, it's a real dark moment and even bad or worse because it's two black men. It really, really hurt me. And even apart from that, hearing Jim Carrey say recently, like 2 days ago, he said he's completely disgusted. And if he thinks that Chris Rock should sue Will Smith for $200 million.
Chris?
Well, y'all don't want to hear my real thoughts on this. It's far out and it's too much for this show.
Why?
We'll have that conversation off air. In the meantime, though, I will join y'all in on this level of the conversation and say that this could be looked at in so many different ways, from a racial perspective, a collective vibrational perspective, and a spiritual perspective. But this is how I saw it, right? On this level, right? Because I still think that it have heights to this that I wouldn't touch on here on this show.
True.
However, from a racial perspective, I looked at it this way. You will just won you are up for you're a nominee for an Oscar for portraying a man. You're the protagonist in a movie that portrays a man who in a period of time, it was very hard or difficult for black people in general in white sports, tennis. And he come and raised his children with a level of discipline that eventually resulted in the success, the ultimate success of his kids on the world stage. Right? Epic. So much so that they made a movie out of it. And you came and you portrayed it to a T and you won an Oscar for it. Black people rising, right?
Yeah.
And on all across the the floor. Only for that, all that hard work, King Richard Williams, all his work for years and years and years, raising Venus and Serena, instilling ideals in them, making sure he mold their mind, making sure that these two black girls don't grow up feeling insecure about themselves and all that jazz. Right? Fast forward to Will Smith and the trials he might have gone through and how we, you know what I mean, all that jazz. And all of that culminates in a slap or altercation between two black men on the world stage. You know how I look at that? No matter how we rise, boy, we will always find a way to collectively bring us down to a lower vibration, thus keeping instilled that mental slavery that we all suffer from. That's how I view that. That's how I view that. It's like no matter how much we so okay, black people, black man, black
Making
father, strong black father, strong black man, raising strong black female women, right? And I ain't talking about mixed children. I ain't talking like about me and Shawna who mixed with a little something. I'm talking black children with the hard dad ahead and everything. You know, that the black that we proud of. And you raise, not that they're not, you know, but that's another conversation. They raise, you know, so much positivity. And you come and mar that whole thing by slapping another black man for the whole world to see. What does that energy spread out across the world say to all of us who are black and brown? What does that do to our mentality? It sends a message. See? Black people again.
That's exactly
That's
what
keeping us in that low vibrational state of mental slavery. I can't take it. Too much.
It was definitely a need to prove
Too
his
much.
masculinity. That's the first thing I thought of. I'm sure a lot of people thought the same thing. Because, you know, given the situation, and as you mentioned, Richard, they gave us this knowledge about their relationships. They gave us the insight. We didn't ask for it. And we know that they are monetizing on this whole red table, and it is a risk that you take. Everybody know once you put your life like the Kim Kardashians and anybody, then you have to be open and preview to the comments and the critics of the world, right? And then he's there crying about, you know, have to be preview to the critics of the world. Yes, of course you do, and that is the choice that you made. We didn't ask you for your information. You made that choice. So yes, it happens. I feel like he could have taken it a little bit lightly, and I also looked at the 2016 when Chris made a comment as well. So some part of me was saying, I wonder if he's still holding on to that, or he's still vexed. But either way, even if you was upset, to me, a real man, like I was telling myself, you had so many opportunities to throw some shade. You could go up and collect your award and say, thanks for my award, and say, Chris, that was a low blow with my wife, you know, next time I'm watching you, I don't put my wife name in your mouth and the whole world will have no problems. You could have go and discuss it with him afterwards, but how you get to that emotion? It was an emotional move, you know. And
so,
what you saying about Jada role in this?
Well, I was
personally, she's a witch.
Oh gosh.
Because right as Chris Rock made that joke, Will was laughing. What happened in the space of those 5 seconds? 5 seconds, you know. 5 seconds. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up on the stage and slap the man.
I personally, I'm sorry to be devil's advocate, but I don't think Ariel was anything major. I think he himself has a lot of pent-up mask. This is his
Jada
time.
is
Could
the
I
shot
say,
of that.
could I give my 2 cents?
Yes, darling.
So I listened to all the perspective. Agree with some, disagree with some, but my stance on this, I felt like it was on a personal level for Will to hold up a mirror to himself. Hear me out. I get all the layers that you're coming from, but I feel like, say for instance, this same thing had happened in any other setting, and I don't want to call anybody name, but say that had happened and somebody, give me a celebrity who's always in the news for something negative. Okay.
Khayne.
Oh God, if Khayne had walked up on stage and slapped Chris, it would have been, that is expected, that is Khayne. You understand what I'm saying? Will has created an image of himself for years of being in this industry.
Yeah.
Right? You know, that response. You all ever, Will himself said he don't take movies that he curse in.
Right,
He
correct.
himself said he don't take movies
And he never
that he
curse
curse
in his
Don't
raps.
rap about
Right.
certain
Thank you. No, the image. If this image was exactly who you are, we was not going to get that response because this is who you are. So even if that situation happens the way that it happened, you had to respond differently because in your core of who you tell us you are living that.
Right.
For this to come out of you, it has to be in you. And instead of you acknowledging it and working on it, you've been suppressing it for years. And I felt like on a spiritual level, this is God holding up a mirror to you for things that you bury and trying to give the public a perception of something else. For you to, the same public, the same public that you're painting this persona to, you get to stand in front of them with your flaws now and acknowledge it in a public space.
That's deep.
Because
That's deep,
if
Neicy.
Kanye
That's
had
a
did the
strong
slap, we would have been having a different conversation. The reason we are feeling this way, this is
It's because
Will
of what.
Smith.
And you see, that's another two things. One, I've learned a lesson this year, for the last 12 months, I should say. Don't ever pedestalize humans. The only person supposed to be there is God. Don't do it. Because man will always prove themselves to be just that man. And men would make, and that's what that whole thing, because a lot of us, as you said,
we feeling hurt. Why are we feeling hurt?
so
If Kanye
hurt.
had slapped somebody, would we be
We
emotionally
wouldn't.
attached to it
We
like
wouldn't
this?
because we have him on a you seem very hurt, Neicy.
Yes, because I feel like it was a mirror for people to not put humans in that space as well.
Stop. We need to stop doing that.
Stop putting humans in that space because they are human.
Correct.
They might be excelling in a space,
But
but
they always have that in them that they can hurt you. They can hurt you.
Let me simmer down.
Yeah, Neicy.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it's a mirror for me. And also, even being in this space, it make me start to want to be a little more transparent because you're not going to take things out of a closet that I'm trying to hide to use against me.
Right.
I am going to air out my closet, so when stuff happen, you can't, okay, but she really did say she was working on that.
And the other part about you saying that she's a witch.
I mean, it might have been a little harsh.
No, I don't think so.
I felt like she was a puppet master in how
Let me tell
we
you
reacted.
why I don't think so.
I agree. Go ahead.
Because if I know you so well and I know that you are capable of doing this, I was gonna say,
oh gosh.
Don't.
Calm down. Not
Don't.
today,
Don't.
Yeah.
But like I almost wanted you to do it.
I felt so too. It felt as though he found it funny. And then he glanced across. Same time the camera glanced across and she went like...
And she rolled the eyes.
She was not pleased. And then it's like, it was like a switch. So that made me go, how do you go from laughing at an obviously funny joke that was not offensive to begin with, right? And you go from that to walking and assaulting a man on a world stage. To me, that she's like a puppet master. And she has been controlling his emotions for a while now, for the last couple years. You see that red table talk business, right? That she is literally emasculated Will Smith, in my opinion.
That's what she did.
Right?
But, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, darling.
I was just going to say, a lot of people, I just want to be devil's advocate, but a lot of people referring to the fact that he was laughing. And this is not, what I'm saying is not necessarily the truth, but I think we could look at it as this. You know, you're in a setting and jokes cracking and you're laughing, but it didn't register.
All right.
It's a possibility.
That it didn't register and it's only, and he realized, wait now, she ain't saying, right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then in addition to which he saw his wife roll his eyes. Now, I don't think she could be the biggest devil master or whatever she is. In that moment, he is the person making the decision and he's the person making the choice, right? And even if he got up and he walked to the stage, nobody would have ever fathomed. They thought that he was going to slap. Even Chris
I thought he was going to hug him, but boy,
I don't think it is a hug.
I'm just going to tell him something.
Because people saying it was planned because Chris put his face there.
No, because he thought he was going to tell him something.
Give me some kind of talks, boy, if you talk about my wife. Or is a possibility he grab the mic and say
something.
Chris making this joke, but Chris, you remember when and Rihanna do this aha jokes on you now. Here you go. You don't know. I don't think anybody saw that coming.
What also stood out to me, and as I said, like, it was a mirror for a lot of things because even after Will came back to the seat, and he's cursing, I did not see like Jada lean over and be like, what's going on with you?
Yeah,
You understand what I'm saying?
calm down, yeah.
This is, you understand what I'm
Almost
saying?
seemed like you wanted that.
So I'm
She
like,
hugged him after
I
too, like
felt-
she was proud of him.
Yeah.
I felt
Yes.
like, listen, what y'all gave us, something not connecting. What y'all gave us and what we seeing, that can't be a product. If it's not in yet, it can't come out. If it's not in yet, it can't come out.
Correct.
But for all these years, you keep, this public perception, this public image.
Yeah.
When Kanye do something like that, and I will use him as the example, it's not surprising.
We
Like
go,
if
we
Kanye
know,
do
we go,
anything
we
right
know.
now, we just
Yeah.
like that is Kanye.
I love me some Kanye.
That is
Kanye cannot do no wrong.
But we
He
know
is
what
woke.
we getting. We know what we getting. But for years have said this image and this thing. So even when stuff come out, I think even when the Red Table talk to some extent, and I don't want to segue into that too much, they still try to PR it. It wasn't the real raw thing. It still had a lot of PR. So
Neicy,
we
you
left.
okay?
Yes.
You need a hug?
We left with a lot
really
of
emotional
perceptions.
today.
Like we left with a lot of perception. So when things like this happen, I just feel like at the end of the day, it's just a mirror for people to kind of look at themselves.
Agreed.
Yeah.
My biggest takeaway from this wasn't even Will, Jada, Chris, the Oscars, nothing. It was like
Look at
me
yourself.
looking
Yeah,
at
yeah, yeah.
me. So because I could be a Will Smith and and slap somebody. I don't want to know I have that in me. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
just
no,
a slap.
I don't condone violence, and then you see me on the avenue fighting, right?
Neicy, before we wrap up, let's hear what they have to say in the chat room.
Right. So Dion is saying Will Smith is deeply hurt. Larry is saying the sad thing about the situation is that he would remember for this incident instead of winning the Oscar.
yeah.
Yep.
Well said. KTC is saying on the other hand, I'm not condoning it, but that could also be tiring of him always having to carry the black strength and that kind of image. Again, image. Dion is agreeing with Katie. Katie's agreeing with Larry.
So general consensus.
Yeah, just general consensus. Dion is saying, yeah, I agree, I understand the frustration, but explanation shouldn't be an excuse. I didn't want us to ignore that in terms of when he came back after and he gave the, he was crying and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can't tone it down. Stand in what you do. KTC is saying those missing 5 seconds when before he walked to Chris. We need to see what was the body language and stuff before he
I'm
got
telling
up.
you, something happened in that short space of time.
And walked across. Shea is saying, I want to know why nobody stopped him when he got up and walked. I think we
Nobody
explained that
knew.
because nobody thought a slap was coming out of that Shea. So in a nutshell, that's that.
All right, guys, we could go on and on and on because there was so many other branches to this that we could have gone into, but time constraints. So we're going to wrap up. Let's talk trends.
Yep.
Oh,
Take
I
a-
don't want to cut too far, but this is an important comment. Make
Go
us
ahead.
saying, yeah, but nobody's asking about Chris. It's just will, but nobody
Yes.
else
Agreed.
asking.
Oh, that's
Agreed.
good point. I think
I would commend Chris for how he
Yes,
handled it. That
Chris
could have
handled
turned into
that.
a whole.
he handled that whole thing like a G. Like a pro. I mean, he fumbled a little bit. He was shocked.
Everybody was
but,
shocked.
And he still apologized after.
Yes.
He apologized before, Will?
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
He didn't?
He didn't apologize. That was a fake. That was a fake
joke.
apology.
It was okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
the statement was a
All
fake.
right, but yes, kudos to Chris Rock. Anything
No,
else
that's
you want
it.
to point
You can
on?
carry on.
All right, guys, that's it for Let's Talk Trends. Short break because we're running out of time, y'all, and we
Yeah.
still have more Island Girl talk for you.
And the next
Short
one, Juicy,
break,
so.
and we coming back with our Bacchanal segment.
Yep.
Keep it locked.
Bacchanal.
Feel it when the sun comes up, even when it rains down. Don't miss the magic, yeah. So blessed to have it, yeah. I just wanna feel free tonight. Let it all go, no need to hide. Energy up, we ain't coming down. Everybody wanna, I'll give you mine. Vibes right up, from me where your body wine. Can't get enough, can you feel it now? When it's beating in your soul, yeah. Go ahead and let the world know, yeah. From night until morning, yeah. Them already know that them want it. Hey, yeah. See me out, going my way. Spread the love and it's gonna be my day. It's a whole set of gal in the street party. Now the whole thing popping out, yeah. Feel it when the sun comes up, even when it rains down. Don't miss the magic. So blessed to have it. She just wanna have some fun, and I just wanna get down. Don't miss the magic. So blessed to have it. So blessed. It's the new calypso. And she shaking up she hips so. It's the new calypso. And she shaking up she hips so. Yeah, see me out, going on. Spread the love and it's gonna be my day. Yeah. We got the magic. Believe in the magic. Believe in the magic. We got the magic. We got the magic. Believe in the magic. What na na na. Yeah. Give me the island breeze, cool them vibes, coconut jelly, peas and rice, house and land, and we sharp like a knife. Green in abundance, real love around me, yeah. You want to know where we coming from? Say you want come look for me, yeah. If you're willing to have some fun, I could keep you company. Move that way, come girl, blunder right by me. Squeeze that tight, make it trip down there. Neighbor, oh, yes, you kindly. Miss Jolie, know your mango sweet, so. Jolie, know your mango sweet. Tell me how it ripe and sweet, so. Jolie, know your mango sweet. It's been a while, yeah. Oh, yeah. Since we built a vibe, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, yo, so let me build it. Girl grind fine like chili, baby. Real things start, I no time for no gimmicks. Good vibes only, keep that around me. Keep that around me, let me build it. Move that waist one time skillfully. Girl, you know you look so fine naturally. Real vibes only, keep that around me. Keep that around watch how the vibes them sweet. Cool and nice, whole thing set up. Peace on my mind, roll that thing and we take flight. Trees in abundance, see it all around me, yeah. So let we jam with the heart and love. All our we is family, yeah. It's all long on the ground, girl. You know that this is the season, baby. See that nothing sweeter, girl, know it. Don't throw stone, girl, I go pick. Neighbor, oh, he ask you kindly. Miss Jolene, Jolene. Tell me how it ripe and sweet, so. It's been a while, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you're giving up, yeah. Call me. So let me build it. Girl grind fine like chili, baby.
Welcome back to the Island Girl Talk. This is the Get Through, Gone Through segment, right? For all who looking on, you know, this is where we discuss the bacchanal things, right? I usually pitch a scenario, and I usually pitch it to my ladies here and to the chat. But today we want to pitch it to Richard as well. I'm going to speak on it from the guy's side, right? I really want to hear his thoughts on this. So as I mentioned, I pitch a scenario, and then you have to say if it's a kind of get through or a gone through kind of vibes we have going on, right? So today's scenario, boys' night out, right? You have your boys' night. You go with your fellas, your little linemen, whatever. For those who looking in, your significant other, girlfriend, your wife, she show up on the scene, right? She just pop up unexpectedly and say, well, I was in the area. And she just...
Watch Richard,
She just pop into your boys' night out. Now, here the thing. She have a lovely personality, so all the fellas like her. She said, drinks on me. And she happy and make everybody enjoy the energy, right? So I want to know like, how you feel about a situation like that, because it's boys' night out. She come through and she sell the show, but Talk to me. There's a get through or gone through.
They are going through. What you doing there? They's gone through.
Right.
Like the reason why they's gone through is because we just do everything you go, but just give me the star. Like you always had a star in the show. Like, can you give me this show, please?
Can I live?
Please. Jeez, you star. I step back and I let you star in many instances where I want to star, but I'd be like, let me channel my inner will here and just step back and let you star. But come on, if it's boys' night out, how you show up and you want to come and just take over the thing too, and now they're going through for sure.
Right, okay, so you'd say that you overstep a boundary there.
Yeah, please.
Anybody saying anything in chat?
I'll come back to the chat.
Go ahead and say what you're going to say.
How would you have treated that? You address it on spot or have a conversation later on in the night?
I always believe in dealing with stuff like that at home. So I'm not going to, I'll shine, you shine. Jeez, it's sort of driving me crazy, but you shine. When we reach home, I'm going to be like, okay, what are you doing? Okay, allow me a little bit now. Yeah, so I do believe in dealing with stuff like that. There. No. We always have to deal with that at home. We shouldn't have to deal with that outside.
What's your thoughts?
My thing is, how you even end up in the area to begin with? Why are you in the area? We had a conversation. We ascertained as boys' nights out. Go and do your own thing. Right? Where your girls? Have your girls. If you don't want to stay home, go and have a girls' night out. Why are you in my area? Crashing my line. And you're trying to compensate by footing the bill, buying drinks. So what are you doing that for?
Stalking.
Right?
That's an insecurity. If we go a little bit in depth, that's an insecurity.
Yes.
Yeah, boy, like somebody on my journal. Anyhow.
They haven't chimed in as yet in the comments, but I just wanted to correct. I think I mispronounced somebody's name. I think it's Shania. Shania, you tell us how to spell it. Shania O'Connor, she said the way you guys pronounce my name. My apologies. I do the murdering of names over here.
But getting back to the get through. But getting back to the get through, going through. It is a going through, definitely for me. Richard say it's a going through. Neicy,
I would agree.
You didn't respond yet.
No fence today. No, let's be on the fence.
Yes.
No, it's a going through. It breeds a lot of insecurities and stuff, isn't it? Going through.
And
so if it's the other way around though, and you're having a girls' night and I
going through times 10.
But where you think we get the scenario from?
Flip it for you.
Okay.
Life thing happening there.
So now you show up and you're like, hi guys.
Show up on my thing.
No,
yes.
and I find like these things could grow into something. It's because I even had a girlfriend who had an experience with her significant other bought her a phone. But every time she goes out, like he would just know where she is, and he had like a thing in the phone, like he would track.
Oh my God, I've been there and done that.
He would just be like, he would call, like, okay, he would probably message her and be like, so what are you doing, whatever. Like if she says she going in the mall, and well, the mall here, and it probably have a building next door that is a restaurant. It's in the mall. And he'll be like, oh, what are you doing? And she'll be like, well, nothing, we just saying. And he's like, you're not in the mall.
Oh gosh.
I right outside of the car and I see. That kind of.
I had a guy that took pride in making me know, letting me know that he knew where I was at all times. This was long time. Long time. Years and years ago. So pride in that, but the man knew everything.
But on the flip side of, how you flip the question back on us, I actually have a couple friends who don't mind if their boyfriend show up. And
pops up?
Yeah. And I personally find it's a little bit intruding because sometimes we're having good conversations and oh gosh, we don't need him around. But the fact that he comes and he fit the bill and it's like he's been I guess a provider or whatever.
Well, he could come when the line done if you want to fit the bill.
He could give me his card when I'm going through the door.
He had to be a provider on your line.
Yeah, come now.
So for her, it's like a boastful.
Oh, that's a flex.
Yeah, that's
toxic. You see, some women don't know what a healthy relationship is.
Correct.
Right? Because that is toxic.
It definitely is. All right, so like I say, let me hear this one.
Katie, okay, so Larry saying the pop up. LOL. Katie saying Neicy, listen, Neicy might not mind if you pop up with food. Listen, Katie, I have my standards, okay? Yes, food is my love language, but don't pop up. No.
Last week we did that one. It wasn't last week, where we said you're dating a guy, you just started dating him, and he not a line, not a girls' night, but he just pops up
home by you
to bring
with food.
Only
I was on
after
the fence.
2
So
weeks of
everybody was
dating.
on the fence because people say, was he foodie boy?
And I was like, well,
Way, boy, wow.
Neicy like, oh, food?
That's kind of sad, though.
Yeah, so we were,
Right.
we were on the fence.
How you pronounce this name?
Is it Shania?
Right. So Shania is saying her name is pronounced Shania, but it's spelled like Shania because she's a twin. So
Okay.
we get it.
Okay.
Education.
All right, cool.
So I don't want to stay too long. We've already been going over time. So we want to wrap up this segment. You all want to go straight to the empowerment?
Let's take a quick break.
A quick break?
Quick break.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to wind down nice and quickly and send you all on your way.
All your kisses ransom till you have it your way, yeah. I never had it like you, boo. Wet till the splash it too good. Bad man in them feels is too zone. Get this kind of love in a blue moon. So if you step into the left, then I step into the left. If you take 2 steps to the right, baby, I already there. Come and hold me little closer, like you don't want me go nowhere. Spin around, tell me fall over. They say you dizzy me. I didn't see you coming. What is this kind of love? Yeah, frequencies buzzing. Now I you gone your love. Yeah, maybe you're from another planet, or maybe I was designed for you. If she jump, then I jump. Wherever she go, I go in. Ain't no mountain too high. Any river I cross it. If she say left, then it's left. There ain't no second guessing. When she wrong, she still right. She just want my attention. So if you step into the left, then I step into the left. If you take 2 steps to the right, baby, I already there. Come and hold me little closer, like you don't want me go nowhere. Spin around, tell me fall over. They say you dizzy me.
Hey.
Hi, you guys. So, this is our last segment. Unfortunately, today has just been special and a full-on treat.
Oh gosh.
A whole entree.
Thank you, Richard.
Richard, we might want to rope you in, you know.
It might be a recurring guest.
Listen.
All right.
But this is the segment where we kind of just wrap up everything. But before we go to that, we give you guys a nice little gem to take you into the rest of the week.
Wait, we didn't do it. We didn't do it.
I was now commentator.
All right, I jumped the gun. All right then. My bad.
So
as I was going into it.
So this segment is special to my heart. And ladies, we're about to enter
the Empowerment Minute.
Okay. All right.
Richard, you were in on the start.
Yeah. Let go.
Okay, once more. Ready?
This is the
Empowerment Minute. Oh boy, you do that woosah, good boy.
And it's the voice, or the little confessions. So, in keeping with the theme for guys' perspective, I wanted to do a quote, specially tailored to you men. Men that that is like the backbone of society. Yeah. Today's quote is let me say who it's by before I say the quote. It's by American author and screenwriter, and he's famously known for his written work, The Godfather, which was later adapted to the film that we all know. Right. Yeah. His name is Mario Puzo, and the quote is, "Great men are not born great; they grow great." Right. And I felt like we touched on this somewhat throughout the essence of this entire show, talking about upbringing and all these different elements and stuff when it comes to men. So, Richard, what is your thoughts?
We started with me? All right.
Yes.
Great men are not born great. They grow great. They grow great.
Think about it.
That's a great quote. And the reason for that is because most times in this journey of life, where you begin isn't where you end. right? And there are a lot of a man, like I said earlier, I don't think a woman could raise a man. And it's unfortunate that in society now we have a great disconnect with men and boys, where in a lot of instances, as a boy growing up, you may not have a father in your home. You may not have a relationship with your father, or your father is right there, but you all never vibe, and he never helped you in that transition from boyhood to manhood. Right? I mean, how does a man become a man? A man, for many instances, a man might become a man first time he has sex, when he loses virginity or different things like that.
Yeah.
And that whole rite of passage from boyhood to manhood is not taught properly.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we have to go through life learning on the fly and trying to get things here and there are things that mommy wasn't able to show us that we really needed to get. So that's how we grow into our greatness, because a lot of times we have to learn things as we go along and trial and error and getting things, learning that, okay, this is not how you deal with that, this is how you deal with emotions, this is how you understand a woman better, this is your role as a man. And we lack a lot of male figures in society to send that message home to us. So we have to grow into our greatness, because it's not easy, it's not handed to us. We have to grow into it.
You can only snap on one hand, guys.
Yes.
Well said.
Yeah.
And I like that you say a lot of learning takes place. And I think what's the breakdown in society, or the societal fabric right now, the people are just learning the wrong things.
Yeah.
And that becomes their belief system, and then they act on that.
Yeah.
For me, I totally agree with this, because I didn't at first, because I didn't quite understand it.
Yeah.
But yes, when you come into this world, everything grooms you. From the household that you come into, whether it's a mommy and daddy there, so that you could get the tools that you need from both parties. And sometimes you might come into a household where it have mommy and daddy there, but is daddy showing up to be that role model for you? And then when you reach of age where they put you out in society, what is the community that is embracing you?
Yeah.
What are they pouring into you? So every stage is that grooming, that growing, how the trees being pruned and all these different things along the way.
And then you look at social media, right? As like you said, we're learning, but we're not learning the right things. And you see social media, this idea of success, which is not necessarily success.
So
it's just a lot of misguidance, and it's man and it's on woman and it's money and flashy cars and whatnot. So we don't have the right idea of success. And even if we do see individuals who showcase the right idea of success, we expect it quickly, right? Because as a society now, you see things on social media and there is no growth to get to there. And there, like you said, we don't have the resources and the tools or the know-how to get to there. We just seen something and we taking our own little journey. So we have to keep in mind that, yes, we are not born great, like you mentioned. Men are not born great, but it really takes a village to raise a man and get us to that real ideal success.
Well said, Shawna. Well said. Chris?
I don't think there's anything much to say after what Richard said and Shawna. I think, that's pretty much a good one, Neicy.
All right.
I tried.
That's it there?
Yes.
That's it there, guys.
Watch it.
That's it for our empowerment minute.
Yes.
Good quote by Mr. Mario Puzo. Say it for the people again once more, please, Neicy.
Great men are not born great, but they grow great.
Excellent, excellent. Of course, we want to hear from you guys how you feel about that quote or what that evokes in you. Yes, but
KTC is saying Woosa in the comments.
I
think we need some Woosa merch,
right? But it's been done. It's been done. But we will find something. But guys, that's a wrap. That's it for Island Girl Talk. You have more in the chat room, Neicy?
Katie's just wrapping up. She said, great session as always, queens. Also great including our king.
Yes.
Have a great holiday and the rest of the week, hosts and listeners.
Nice.
Well, we couldn't have said it better, Katie. We couldn't have
for that,
said it
Katie.
better.
Oh gosh, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, we always enjoy, talking to you, conversing with you, bringing the topics and all that, just getting emotional, saying outrageous things like yours truly.
Trust me, it's a lot of passion over here because I feel like we sell ourselves short when we're not trying to be the best, most authentic version of ourselves.
Yes.
Right. And I have been committed to working on becoming the best version of me. So I just feel real bad when I see people dropping the ball with themselves and everything that God gave them.
Absolutely. So yes, I mean, we want to just commend Richard and just
I think
listen
he needs a round of applause.
Yes.
And
you handle yourself.
You set
Thanks
the
a
bar
lot.
high
Yes.
Thanks a lot.
You
Thanks a
set
lot.
the bar high.
You handled yourself very well. And we
And
want
I
to
learned a lot. Listen,
Yes.
my dating game changed.
right? And we want to thank you for joining us on Island Girl Talk for our Guys Perspective show, which
It was a
happens the
pleasure.
last Wednesday of every month.
month.
And of course, like Neicy said, we set the bar high, so you know we're going to be calling Richard back as long as time permits to come and join us once more, a recurring role on Guys
we
Perspective.
put you on the spot. You have to take, you have to agree and say yes, you accept.
Well, I can't say no now, so I just had to say yes. All right.
Right. So you are one of our recurring men's perspective voices.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So guys, we're going to take it out now. Of course, you know, you can find us here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. to 2 p.m., right? Without fail. And keep joining the conversation and share the live view. You understand?
Follow us.
Follow us. Well, you have the handles below. You have
And
Sugarcane,
follow
you have
Island
Trinidad Shawna, you have the lovely Neicy Official, and of course you can follow us at Island Girl.
Richard
And we have Mr. Richard Trumpet. What is your handle?
Richard Trumpet 14.
Richard Trumpet 14. Richard Trumpet 14. You can find him on Instagram. And of course, follow us at Island Girl Talk TT on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, you name it. All right, guys, we're going to say peace for now. We're signing out.
Yep.
And we will see you guys
was nice.
next week.
It was great.
Keep it classy.
Walk through the valley of the shadow of death and I go brave. And the whole way through I give my thanks and praise. And that's why blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings are falling on me. From a rise I'm morning give thanks. For my 2 foot and my 2 hands. For the birds that sing in the trees. For the food we reap from the land. And eyes behold the beauty. I'm a beautiful twin island. Big O good and love Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, the whole Caribbean. Send me and keep me heart clean even when the world gets so cold and mean. Through the rise and the falls, I'm a faith stand tall and strong, now lean. Me never ever lose hope even when me have to cope, keep a smile on me. And me have to live happy and free. Big up to the Almighty. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings. Blessings and blessings are falling on me. Blessings are falling on me. From a rise I'm morning give thanks. For my 2 foot and my 2 hands. For the birds that sing in the trees. For the food we reap from the land. And eyes behold the beauty. I'm a beautiful twin island. Big O good and love Trinidad, Jamaica, Grenada, the whole Caribbean.